and you thought we was going away. Nah, it's Speak Out.
But let me just reverse a bit and say good morning to the listeners of Vibes. Welcome to the program.
If I stay within my setting as a public officer, as the public relations officer, and I stay just within the office space and do not go out to the public, how will we understand what is happening on the ground?
Still delivering.
We've done a lot, not just in terms of the general infrastructure, but homes, support to farmers, support to fishermen, etc. And as time goes by, more support will be given to Karaku and Pitimati.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered. Built back, even better to last.
Let us all strive to build a better country by putting aside our petty grievances and move forward with dignity, being proud of working hard and working together.
Anything that we're doing now, it's futuristic thinking. It's not for the now.
Education is the key in a country's development. That's it. If its people are not developed,
Even though go that far, no? Just remember knowledge is power. When you know, you know.
that's it.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered.
We're happy to have you.
On Vibes 101.3 and 106.3 FM every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you feel the vibes? Going.
Just about time for me to say good morning to you again right here on Vibes FM. Welcome to the program Speak Out Unfiltered for today, Thursday the 23rd day of January. Good morning to the listeners in the trial and state of Piedmont, Nicaragua, Grenada. Good morning to you. What about our listeners next door, our neighbors next door, as we sometimes say, St. Vincent and Grenadines, always locking it down as well. Good morning to you. Our lovers on Facebook, we are looking at you, numbers building up already. Good morning to you. And those of you on YouTube as well, good morning. On the internet, good morning. You are all welcome to the program. To remind you, it's your program where you can hear your views and concerns. You can always call us when we open up the lines at 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101. Those are two numbers you can call there. And we have a third number as well, to 458-1914. 458-1914. The numbers are flashing across the screen on Facebook as well as on YouTube, so you could just look at the numbers in case you don't recall what they are. In the meantime, a lot of things down for discussion this morning, and we always ask you to participate as all you've been always doing, and make sure that you're informed and well entertained as well. So without further delay, let me go over to Salio. Salio, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Good morning.
Good morning, my Redeemer. I'm fine, thank you. Hope you're the same. I'd like to say good morning to listeners of Vibes 103 and all our good friends, be it in Diaspora or locally. Well, my Redeemer, the struggle continues, and the operative word from here on in is intensity.
Intensity. Salio, where you always... Yes, intensity. Okay.
Yeah, we have to intensify the struggle, because I noted that the leader, I never was the leader of the opposition or the leader of the party old leader of nobody I don't know, visited Karaku recently.
Uh-huh.
And I think we're not correct in saying that the Honorable Kissy Mitchell didn't pass over everything to her.
Mm.
I think she is doing quite well in the line department. So that was handed over. So we have to deal with the misinformation as they come. So I say we have to intensify.
Okay, all right. Well, I understand what the intensify means. Okay, so you went in a nice explanation as to what you mean when you say so.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so let me go back to Koi now. Koi, are you also intensify? Good morning.
Well, good morning to everybody. Yes, I am in the intensification business as well, but what I want to intensify is our ability is to encourage us to display an ability of unity.
Mm-hmm.
I will repeat that, display expression of unity, because I believe that we have seen it. We are old, we are advanced in age, and we have seen what division does. We have seen the disaster. So I want to intensify my effort to contribute towards that process of bringing us together and helping us to understand that in truth and fact, we are the same people. How would you say it again, Solio? Kakabawi for what?
Talk about it.
Yeah, so why not let's leave that out. Not just talk it. That's what I want to intensify.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad that you went to the explanation as well there too, you know. But you realize that some people are not into that mode, period. They don't have that mindset. And because of that, now you'd find, things going left, right, center, upward, backward, forward, downward, all kind of crazy things like that. When we should be all moving as a unit in one direction.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we have this kind of, tug of war back and forth and things like that. So,
Yeah, if it was so easy to accomplish, we'd have had that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you study the history of this good little island, and Pitimatic included, it was, in other words, instead of Kakabawi for Kakabawi, it was all for one for all.
Right, yeah.
But since we were introduced to the some go east, some go west, we seem not to be able to reunite at all. And when you have, again, if you study, for 40 years right now, that you are administering this land, sometimes in the capacity of prime minister, sometimes capacity of minister, and whatever have you. And I'm a native of Karaku, and I'm very, very familiar with what's happening in Karaku. And if I cannot speak for the entire state, at least I could speak for Karaku. And I have never seen so much progress in Little Karaku in any given period, let alone 2 years. And to have someone come and decry all that is happening to Karaku now, somebody is either misinformed, ill-informed, or malicious.
Well, I like the last word you used, malicious, because based on what I've been listening to, you can't tell me that you're blind to what's happening, or you're deaf to what you're hearing. So that's why I want to say the last word you used, the malicious, I think that's a stronger word, or more direct word to apply in situations like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if I should just piggyback on my own little statement and add to conclusion, in my lifetime, and I'm no spring chicken, I've never seen more attention paid to Karaku and P.T. Martinique ever than what is happening now with this administration.
Mm-hmm.
And if, I don't know what period you could talk of that doesn't speak to that. So, my people, again, we've gotten this once in a lifetime opportunity that we should make full use of. And there is, I forgot the line. Help me out, you're a love of poetry. There's a famous life of
There's
man or
a
something.
affair
If taking
in-
at the title leads on to fortune.
yes.
If taken.
Yeah,
If taken.
correct.
Yes, if taken.
And I simply can't understand what is preventing us now from seeing the obvious.
You might think, and I mean, you are advanced, and you might think people who you think should know just don't know. And look at the opportunities that we have now. You are saying that it has never been so good in a positive way for us here. But who would embrace it? I mean, yes, I hear your point that because things happened in the past, and so everybody can't see things the way they're supposed to see it. But who? And that's why I'm saying, we have to set the stage for people to see that. And one of the ways in which they can see it, and one thing that we can do is to talk about how we can come together. Kakabawi for Kakabawi, I say. Why can't we unite and understand that? Yes, we have differences, but we have to come to a place of reasoning and understanding as adults. We are one. And if you want to see what we have here going, continue and even grow, we have to encourage unity.
Well, I don't think there's a time in recent times that we've discouraged unity. It certainly doesn't take one hand to clap. Because if people are, again, if I should just go back to my original word maliciously, think that, what we're doing, no matter how good it is, I'm listening to members of the former party talking about Karaku, and they have not issued any one thing positive, even though there's so much more than they did in the 40 years of being involved in Karaku. And you have a young and fruitful administration that's done so much in 2 years, and you're knocking it down. Be real, man.
Yes, our role is to educate.
But what you find happening too is that I believe they are somewhat embarrassed to see the progress that Karaku has been making, Karaku and Pitimatnik.
But embarrassment...
because they've been there for about 40 years, let's say 40 years, okay, or 23 plus years, to be exact, as our former Prime Minister, 23 plus years, he's been at the helm. And look at what has happened in 2 years, just a little over 2 years, as compared to the 23 years plus that they have been in there. It's an embarrassment, It's an embarrassment. So you cannot acknowledge the progress because it makes you look bad.
But
yeah,
embarrassment is not a reason to go back to this land of division. We haven't gotten anywhere. There's a living proof that you've been there for so long and you have nothing to show for it. And if there's a slight change, I don't care how small it is, but it's a positive. So why not encourage it? And our population, especially the younger folks who are so gullible, I don't know if it's the telephone or the loud music that make them blind and dumb, or deaf, not dumb, but blind and deaf.
Well, but they grew up in an environment which was not educating them, was not enlightening
Precisely.
them. So that is one of the reasons why they've been left back to a certain extent, because they'd not have been exposed to anything to develop their minds in the proper way. That is an issue, listen, we sometimes just slide these things off, and speak about it just on the surface, but it's deeper than that. It's way down in the roots of each and every one of them coming up, and that is a problem. And to make change, you got to go back. You got to go down, and start from down again and coming up.
Our new Prime Minister, if nothing else, the emphasis on education. Education, everybody knows, is the one thing to get you out of that rut that you're in.
Well, it is said openly, a lot of places, education gets you out of poverty. And not poverty, in my view, not poverty only in the sense of finances and economics, so on. But poverty, some people are poor, really can't think That's what the poverty is. The ability to reason and think and understand the basic things that you're talking about. So education is indeed what gets out of us out of poverty, and we need to.
The question is
And we need to.
how well-meaning you are for the so-called poor and vulnerable. When you are somebody who you're educated, you know the difference between ignorance and knowledge. And why there is not a program to try to rid us of this ignorance.
You see, keeping you ignorant makes them achieve their agenda. That's the whole thing, you know. In order for them to achieve their agenda, they have to keep you ignorant. And if I remember, you know, when I was in school, and there was a favorite line. I don't know if you might remember that. Where we were doing a poem, and there was a line that says, "If you educate the Negro, you make him unfit to be a slave."
Yeah.
I remember that. So, in other words, now keeping the population uneducated and ignorant, it gives you that good opportunity to achieve your goal, your agenda, to just be who you want to be as a slave master. That's it, you know. And now the tide has changed, and you cannot accept it. They can't accept it. So now they will deny anything that's happening, you know, in our community now, and say nothing happening, and making all these false statements, untrue statements, just, you know, to, like I say, you know, to avoid embarrassment. I like the word a little bit, embarrassment. To avoid embarrassment because you've been there and you have not done anything. And that's it. Because the political leader, the current political leader of the party, who came to Karaku over about last week, I think it was last week, and this was some of the statements that she was making on national TV. Nothing at all, this and that, the worst, people living in this and people living in Tapolin or whatever. But hold on a minute. Let me remind her, one of her colleagues, you know, who was there with her, you know, in the NNP organization for quite a number of years and stepped out because, you know, of certain reasons, made mention of the fact that in 2004, when we had Hurricane Ivan passing through Grenada, up to 2020 plus, people were still living in tarpaulins 16, 17, 18 years later. And you don't say a word about it. You don't see those tarpaulins. You don't see nothing like that at all. Just imagine that. But you could see 6 months later in Karaku, you could see tarpaulins. And that is one of the like I say, they are not genuine in what they're saying, and they're just looking for some sort of a, like, you know, line to just run through and think that it's going to hold water, but it's not going to hold water, you know. It's just a line, bottom line, and that's exactly what it is, right, Coy?
Certainly. I mean, I guess the whole idea is to, you know, we're talking here about what was said, and I've been visited the constituency, and noting some things that are not fully completed. Obviously, whatever is happening in Karaku here is in progress. Work is in progress. I mean, there are some things that might go faster or slower accordingly because of several factors, not because lack of care. So work is in progress, and the point I'm making is that if we could understand that it's a process, and work is in progress. There are a lot of people who still waiting, and it doesn't mean that they would not receive, but in due course they will receive. That's waiting.
But the denial,
well, that's a different thing.
I mean, you really, when you look at it and to see exactly what they are saying, you know, you just make one wonder, you know. I mean, how genuine these people are, you know. How
we have to be genuine, truthful too.
Yeah, no, not that's it, you know. And the visit to Karaku, as far as we saw, was a disaster, because they were expecting to find sort of a contingent or people coming after to listen and to, you know, support. When they went to Pitimatnik, I shouldn't say more. It was a lonely trail, you know. Nobody. You just imagine that. I mean, but the thing about it is that when you are not true, when you are disingenuous, these are the things that has come upon you, you know. That's it. They had a meeting in Pitimatnik, and sometimes it's better you sit down and talk to yourself and your partner, and wherever you were, because it didn't make sense. No, nobody showed up. And in Karaku, well, oh boy, I don't even want to talk about Karaku, you know, because that's another story there. But the thing that surprised me though is that Cox was among was the leader or the accomplice or whatever was going on. But the thing about him is that he never does see, and he always hearing. So in other words, now whatever he's speaking about, whatever he's telling you, is not anything to consider, because he always hear in the this and he hear this and he hear that. He never see nothing to talk straight out and say, well, this is a fact. So you just imagine the blind leading the blind.
Well, you know, I've taken a stance and decided to ignore the Cox aspect, because Cox is on board a sinking ship, and the people to bail out are getting fewer and fewer. So Cox tired. You gotta give him a break. You can't expect.
He tired
Bill.
He tired Bill.
That's every time.
Watch when he tired Bill.
More water come. You think Peter retirement is more water? No, head the NNP executive in St. George, more water again. so can Cox alone not to build that, because Kitchen Bill not hiding. He's stupid. If Cox alone to pump.
I wonder if he's on the ship.
Eh?
So they gotta wonder.
And it's a steam pump, you know. It's going to donkey pump you for a long time. A steam pump.
That's bill out.
Yeah, the bill out.
Yeah.
I mean, without a pump, that and bucket and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no problems.
But looking at the current thing that's taking place right now and making big headlines is the resignation of Peter David. That hit the airwaves. I mean, really.
But you have to give Cousin Emily a trophy, because she thought that Peter's resignation would do more damage to the NDC than the NNP. Well, how you figure that one out? You see that deserves a trophy?
Because he was a former NDC. Because he was a former NDC.
Yeah, because he was a former NDC.
But I mean, when he left it, when he and others, when they were expelled from NDC, what impact it had so much?
NNP.
Yeah, I mean, no, when they were expelled from NDC, I mean. Yeah. What was the impact for NDC in terms of course, they'll lose some voters and followers, but him resigning now from the NNP, how could that affect or impact NDC now?
And the thing about it, you know, the thing so stupid, that's what she's saying there, you know, it will have no effect. Because, hold on, the NDC was able to take over government with the opposition of Peter David, strong opposition from Peter David and the rest of the NNP people. So now, how could he resigning now give you more damage to NNP than the NNP? I mean, but again, it just shows me the level of thought. And sometimes, you know, the word you used in the beginning, malicious. that's what it is, because there is no way that the resignation of Peter could damage NDC. No way, period. If it's any positive coming out of it, it would give NDC more support, but not less support, because Peter had nothing to do with NDC.
Probably she knows something that we don't know, really. I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying probably to make a statement of that, and when you apply reasoning to it, it suggests that she knows something that we don't know, because how can that be affecting NDC? I don't think she was aware, probably was, no, it didn't happen yet at the time, that the entire executive, their entire constituency executive, the tongue that Peter represents, resigned. So they haven't just lost Peter.
They lost the executive too?
They lost, I'm saying, so now they have to put some structure in place as NNP to build the work in town.
Get an executive, get a representative.
So-
they have a lot of work to do.
I'm saying, so I mean,
and that affect NDC.
yes, that's the reason I can't understand
Not
here.
a reason. There's no reason. It's an embarrassment. You see, the thing about it is that they've been sitting down there so long and feeling so confident about in the position they were for the longest while. And then they will toppled off on June 23rd back in 2022, which was a big surprise again. And since after that election, up to this day, Diablo has not been himself. I mean, he was shaking before the election, but he thought that a victory in the election might have stabled him back in the position. But it got worse. And right now, he's, as I'm saying, he's digging a grave, his own grave, you know. And the worst thing to do is to dig your own grave, you know. You let people do it for you, boy, because you dig it yourself.
We have to.
Well, anyway, I would say there wasn't too much fruits bearing from that visit from the leader, so we could leave it aside. I am concerned about all little Karaku and the next step. You see, the government, we, to a great extent, we did a lot of cleaning, and we have to encourage our population to anything concerning unity. That's where we need it most and best. We have to get up and get and help as we go along. I think there's some more houses coming, but you don't leave everything to government. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen then, it's not going to happen now. We need, when talking about unity, that community spirit.
Yes.
Each one help one, you know. It's too far removed from Karaku now, the place I was born in and grew up in. I mean, it's too different. I realize times change and things do change too.
Those things don't change.
Huh?
Those things don't change.
No,
I mean, you know,
because you see, you don't throw away things that work. No matter how old it is, if it's functioning, use it. The ability to work together to get things done has always proven to be good and right for us. So, and we're so small.
And I guess that's what makes the impact among us, because of our close-knitedness, and we're small. So, I mean, we could hardly avoid bouncing shoulders and rubbing shoulders with each other because we're in a small space. And that's what makes it so important and necessary. That we learn to work together. Because if we can come together in one for good, we'll come together for negative things.
The fact of the matter is our population is so small. Every man, every woman in Karaku comes. That's why it was so disastrous to divide us.
Yeah, this division thing.
Because you know, the thing's so small already. When you undivided, you're creating scraps, and that's what we have in Karaku now.
Let me open my lines. 403-0101, 403-0101, 443-0101, 443-0101, and 458-1914, 458-1914. Okay, like you're saying, it's making a lot of headlines from all directions, and right now, people are asking the question exactly. Well, where is what's the next move for Peter? Before I play it, somebody just sent me a clip here. Let me see if I could just play this and see. It says, give this. Okay, before I play the clip, let me take a call. Vibes FM, caller live. Caller live, come in. Caller?
Special good morning to you, Solio.
Morning, sir.
Special good morning to you, Brother Kim.
Good morning to you as well.
Good morning, Brother Carl. I can't leave you out at all.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
And
Nice.
us, but wherever you are, and Scooby or Spooky, Scooby. I said this morning I didn't want to call to Hamburg y'all because I realized how this program starts off. I realized you all are correcting books this morning, or you have exams, or you are correcting papers. I want to say for the record before, just an intro before I come in with my part. I want to be very short and saying I congratulate the NDC for staying out of the new national problem. I congratulate them. It's not their business and they are staying out of it. Anytime anybody asks them, they don't know them. Another thing I want to talk about, since the delegation leaving down here to go to Karaku, the talk was on the ground. You could imagine how much lie. Some woman they call Evelyn. I wonder if it's the one in Belmont. No. The other one. Going to come back to the mainland world and tell people all kind of like 40 something people tell her around 40 something 50 and she have a laugh to make you feel like if she talking the truth. And they get money, the farmers are complaining. This woman forget it had something they call Ivan and Emily. I wonder if she was not wrong. I to think that people blind, people stupid, people don't know what's going on. When the talk come out after this convention, my brother, that Emmeline Pierre and Nolan Cox are giving them the title as how they announced it on the thing. It was the biggest laugh in the tongue in the St. George's City. Could you imagine? We have two blind people leading with stick, one in front and one behind. They said them going to lead Grenada. Could you imagine Cox and Emmeline leading Grenada? Well, where we go get a dollar from? Who they know? Like these people and them? These people is a bag of garbage from no good. Emmeline Pay, I mean, when I hear Soleo say that he was trophy this morning for line, cold bombs come out on Mr. Soleo. Because that is what I wanted to do. I never meet two people. People always tell them, the heard, and Kate Lewis, that's the next one. Every time people tell them, that's all they could do. Only line, Cox, stop lying, Cox. Stop lying, Emmeline. There's a pastor, some preacher, or something. That why you be doing line in the church on Sunday? Line. Another thing I want to talk about. Watch. Lord. The blood coming up in my head. Another thing I want to talk about. When you all go to Karaku, leave Kevin out all your damn business. Leave Kevin all right, talking about $1 million missing. It's alleged that people say some million. All they want to put Karaku and Petit Martinique in all your nasty habits. People never know Karaku and Petit Martinique involved in thieving political money. For Mr. Blaze come right back. Stop putting Karaku in all this stupidness. Stop lying. I want to say good morning to Miss Claudia Joseph. Honorable Claudia Joseph. I want to say good morning to Miss Tessa Sensei and the twin sisters, Miss Gloria Thomas and Miss Delma Thomas. And I want to show you a special woman. She's a former minister and a former ambassador. On the NNP side, we have to talk about all what's going to be different than them. Mrs. Clarice Charles, when you're talking about somebody who is most qualified to be a leader of a replacement of a party, would have been Clarice Charles. Clarice Charles is staying away from them. You notice they're not mentioning her name? Because she knows. Clarice reached the highest level already. She wasn't prime minister. But how many ministers are really qualified like Miss Clarice Charles? Anyhow, I have to come back with another version. I will come up for an hour and I will make her come back.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. 403-0101, 403-0101, 443-0101, 443-0101, and 458-1914. 458-1914. There's so much dialogue in there. Somebody just sent me a clip. I tell I was going to play the clip just now. I think. Let me see what they're saying here. They just said to me, "Came listen to this." Andrew Donald was saying something this morning.
There is a ploy talking politics and his agriculture.
Hold on.
I don't have a guess.
Hold on. Let me see if I could bring this straight on air. Before I do that, let me take another call. I'm trying to queue it up. Vibes FM caller, landline caller coming.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to the panel.
Good morning.
How are you all this weekend?
Yes,
Okay.
good
Fine,
morning.
thank you. And who is?
All right. Well, this caller will say everything that I have to say, with this woman. This woman said she come up in Karaku, and when she come up in Karaku, how people rush her so much, and everybody was so glad that she come up there to rescue Karaku and to Martinique, and and a whole sort of like, what happened to this woman? This woman won't stop lying. I wonder how she could able to face her children as a mother, and she's coming on national television and only telling us that a lie. And then Mr. Nolan Cox again, he from Karaku, and that man just telling us that a lie. What rescue Pierre could say she come up in Karaku and rescue Karaku? Eh? What rescue when Karaku was in real dire need? They said they go up there with wheel and meals and so they give it things. They never go up and say to help clean up. Mr. Andy William take how much people and come up in Karaku to clean up Karaku and whatnot. What rescue? This girl lying and say how people run to her. They nearly throw her down. But so they're glad they see somebody come to rescue Karaku. I watch the Minister of Education and I was watching in Karaku how school bouncing back. How this bouncing back in Karaku. Houses and so. Mr. Tevin working so hard. Continue Mr. Take out Tevin in the nastiness. NDC in there, no kind of a thief in business. Since we know NDC and is a party and in government, you never hear NDC. They ain't no kind of a thing with Ratifi or nothing. So tell them take out this young man name in their stupidness. Take out Tevin in the stupidness. I don't know what they're getting on with. These people, Emily, I don't know what she says she's leader. Leader of what? Then she's here, they're crumbling. The house crumbling down, the floor mash up. People food going through the floor mashing up. You see, she's human resignation. Look, Mr. Bola and who and amongst the resignation, they're getting left, right, and center. And still balling about Peter, and it's going to be a thing to NDC. NDC want back Peter again. So I don't know how we go be a thing to NDC. It will be a thing to them. Let you watch NMP business and don't come and talk this nonsense on public radio. I find time for these people and them to stop this stupidness. And she says she's a pastor, whatnot, and she's a leader of NMP. Tell her try to lead NMP the right way and take out NDC and take out Tevin and Karaku in Chinastiness. Thank you and bye. Have a good weekend.
Okay,
Thank you too.
sir. Okay. Yeah, you listen to some of the callers and some of the comments that are coming from people, and it's no wonder why people are getting upset when they're making these ridiculous untrue statements.
Well, I'll invite him in again. Come and add money to stay coffin. That's all I could say. Every visit you make to Karaku, go back and get that false report. It's not a nail to a coffin. Because the NNP is in disarray and I don't see any rebirth.
No.
So
that's it, Listen, it's down there going, when you see it going down, that's it,
So that's why I don't know if that's a
when the government started, right? Back in 22, they started off with 6 seats, right? 6 constituencies, yeah. 6. What are they down to now?
4,
5, 4. Next thing is 3. There's one, no only one. There's 2 brewing, but one is closer to the to the top, Then there's 2. 2 of them coming. What do you see?
Well, the NNP is wire gauge. The lower the number is stronger there.
Wire gauge, you say?
Wire gauge. Yeah, you see in wire, when you go to the low gauge, that is strong one, and it's amazing, But before we get back to the Pia story, the clip I was going to play, I think it's ready now, So let me see. Let me see what they were saying that Andrew was saying this morning. This thing is very interesting.
There is a ploy. We're talking politics and agriculture. I don't have a guest with me. As soon as the guest comes, topic change. But I honestly believe, I'm telling you, I believe that there's a ploy. There's a plot. Yeah, somebody saying, ensure yourself. No, I'm not spoke about that I saw from Grenadian Live. That story also spoke of more resignations to come and identified St. Andrew and guess where? St. Patrick for more resignations to come. Angel, good morning. How you doing? Good. Angel, I have that. And I'm making a special call. I am making a special call to the political leader of the new.
Hold on, let me just take a call. Let him rest it for a while. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to continue.
National Party. Mrs. Emmeline Pierre. We have to find a way to beat back that. That's not a simple thing. That is a serious ploy. That's the first coming out of Thomas and George. There will be other places, as they indicated in that news story. There will be other places where they will attempt to show that persons are resigning from the party. That's what the thing will show, That's what they want the thing to show. And that is not good. Right. Good morning, Linda Stewart. 17 in that grouping that resigned from the NNP. And it's interesting. I don't know why the number 17 keep coming around. I must play 17. 17 is what, right? We will talk more about this thing tomorrow. I just wanted to do something, whet your appetite a little bit, yeah? But we will speak more about this tomorrow, God's will.
All right. Okay. Well, okay, that's enough for you. Listen, the NNP is crumbling so fast that, in my view, they ain't gonna last to the end of the year. Wait and you see more resignations. You see, what has transpired is that Diablo set this thing up in such a way that they thought maybe you would give him an advantage because he was, trounced here and there for not giving up the leadership and handing it over and let this party restart, or all these things was with him, So his thing was to pass it on to Emmeline, and I call that pass that's a short pass. It's like an interim something before you return the ball back, and right now it's backfiring on him. So what is he got to do?
Well, you see, he set out to make Peter irrelevant, and he gotten the bigger chunk of it.
Right.
So that's all that is.
Vibes FM, caller.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Sir.
Good morning, my dear.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, sweetheart.
Mr. Kim, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to bust a tune on my boy this morning. I hope you could help me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Captain, the ship is sinking.
Yes.
Captain, how you doing? No.
Caesar Rough.
We are some almost empty, no electricity. The
oil pressure reading low.
That
shit. We stay with it.
I'm very slow.
I know.
We don't know. You tell us what to do.
Well, Captain can speak.
Well, Peter Davis allow them to drink white in cyclic and married it.
Oh, God.
You forget all the boys and the corners, and they all already taking cyclic. You don't have no faith to be nobody now. Everything turning. I tell you, I like it nice.
Well, I think you have to represent the tongue of St. George, because are you the only person I know?
Well, he's the mayor. When he go, we from NDC. How much he going? About 9, Well, I hear it's about 10. All I'm like to draw people behind him.
But
all of them want playing there with NDC, right? NNC, right? Well, that man for me party, I go see how man got up from the house. Like if he have giga in our house. And understand how funny I'm supposed to love. Put on Why this law was in January? They joined this law and then we come there. So I just fool.
He was.
I writing nice.
Yeah, that's nice,
So I
nice.
just want to say to my government, partner, are you while you making my work? Are you so busy working to study them? I like how are they going. Sing nice.
Down the road.
After tears in your eye, once and you after the election done with them, they are Friday and night week, you know.
Yeah.
My husband gets tired for me. Say, oh God, but I won't kill himself. I say, but give me a chance. So now I get a chance to laugh. What I want me to do? Mr. King,
Yeah.
you didn't get your wish with the fight in the
The steel cage, the steel cage.
They fighting
The
out of the cage.
out of the cage.
Oh, laughing nice.
You know what?
It's really, really nice.
I like the direction it's going. So
Yeah.
when it gets to be one man standing in the opposition, I want to put him in the room that he built for Tobias Clement.
I wait for me.
Eh?
Wait for me to tell me where he is. Why, let me tell you something. That man know Akwe and Lakwan, all of them not bury people 6 feet.
Yeah.
But when Michelle bury you politically, going 12 feet, you know, so you don't get breath, you don't dig up the people.
Nothing to exhume.
You have to go to deep to bring them on, so you don't bury them.
Okay.
Never see a man like to bury people so much.
Yeah.
When Michelle done with you politically, you dead, you can't regret it.
Nothing to
Why
exhume.
He killing so much money going on by himself too. Nobody not beginning to bring down
Yourself.
Yes.
And you have to do all sit down, you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
darling,
Okay,
bye-bye.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Let me take another call there. Vibes FM, next caller come in.
Good day, good morning.
Hello,
Good
yes.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Leo, Uncle Corey, Mr. Tim.
Good
Yes.
morning. Good morning.
Uncle Leo,
Yes, sir.
how could we get in touch with Mr. Reagan, President Reagan family, because we need help to rescue the Filipino?
Who's this? You said, say it again, please.
How could we get in touch with Mr. Ronald Reagan, President Ronald Reagan?
Okay.
Ronald,
Oregon, huh?
Because we need help to rescue the NP now, isn't it?
well, one in the grave and the other one heading. So you can't help that.
You want to rescue me?
Nobody can rescue nobody now.
No, he got me to rescue.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim,
Yeah.
the TV, what makes TV? Do you sell TV in the store?
Yes, we have TV, but we have an antenna too, you know. Yes. The
What makes it so?
the deputy leader is the antenna. Watch, we have a TV, we have a remote, we have a manual, and we have an antenna. We complete.
Yeah, man.
Caller?
Is that?
Yeah.
And then the last one. TV, remote control, which one?
TV remote control manual.
Manual. How to operate it? The manual.
The manual and the antenna.
Mm-hmm. Boy.
So the antenna in Karaku, the TV in Grenada. So it could get reception, you know.
You know what all it amounts to?
Uh-huh.
You dig in grave somebody else and digging grave for somebody else and you fall in it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Well, I had the TV and the remote was incredible a few days ago.
Yeah, but they didn't have the antenna there. So
yeah, but this mistreatment of people really backfiring.
yeah, no, that's it.
Mm-hmm. People seeing you for who you are. How you could do that?
You decide you're going to kill Peter, but you don't look at yourself. Listen, and they always say, you know, when you're going to dig graves, dig two. Dig two. But if you dig one,
What you say?
yes.
Kim,
Yeah,
the TV that was in Karaku.
yeah.
How much people that house could have hold when at the meeting?
What you mean? How much people watch the TV?
No, the meeting that had in Karaku.
No, there was
Just small hall.
no. They didn't have no meeting. They couldn't have no meeting because there was no crowd or no people that were ready for meeting or anything like that. All of the talk here and there is just talk.
Because the numbers that was there.
Then there was no numbers to talk about. There was no numbers to talk about. No.
I got the numbers,
If you're going to say, you just say 0. Okay, 0. You want numbers? I give you a number 0. But 0 plus the antenna.
Oh my God.
I tell you what is so sad, eh? When we talk about mistreatment to Karakuans and Petit Martinicans, we could back up all that with facts and information, I mean, there is not a sector in Karaku that you could refer to as that was enhanced by the last administration,
No.
None.
That's it.
None. Everything.
I wonder, did TV ever visit Karaku in the 80s and 90s?
No.
Not to my knowledge.
Those people don't come to Karaku. Well,
No. You should send them some photos, Brother Leo.
Well,
Send them some photos. And then they will
but they will know the difference.
Come forward now.
Even if you send them a photo, they will know the difference because they didn't know the then, they will know the now. There's if you have experience, before and after.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But you never experienced before, so you know the difference. Everything for you is as a matter of fact, is a discovery. you just come. So
Have they seen you in Ireland now?
No. But I am telling you, and every time I think of it, here, my guy, criticizing. Sometimes, when you find yourself, and nowadays, I have a little more time on my hand. So, listening to Mr. Telephone Man, complaining about the fact that there is no jetty in Windward to take the students from Pedimatic to and fro. Oh my, well, if a good jetty was built and Pedimatic, they had a mandate there,
Yes.
NP enjoying a nice mandate in Pedimatic.
Mm-hmm.
Only except, the billboard is about the best they got. But as far as a jetty in Pedimatic is concerned, I have a picture of Karaku in 1969 when we used to be going to PSV. And the ideal thing, this little boa, what's a boa?
Yeah.
We had it for a jetty.
Right.
So no matter one little such come, we take everything and go with it. So it's going to take some time to build back a jetty. And I think this current administration is, they're taking the time to plan and make sure something proper is done.
I think that they almost also have a drawing ready. So the drawing is already done.
There's something in the making.
So I'm saying it's advanced. It's not, just talking about it.
Right? But we're talking about the boa, we're talking about a concrete jetty.
Yeah.
That's where you have vehicular traffic going to and fro.
Yeah.
And to the shed so that the people of Petit Martinique, if it's raining, they could find themselves and sit in a place with a chair with toilet facilities and so they could exist as human beings.
That's in the making. Huh? But in the last administration, never saw that as a priority. Not at all. No, they ain't worry about that. All they was concerned about is maybe getting a vote and whatever they could do to get it.
No,
that's the bottom line.
Like they say, bumping the gum about okay, the 27 houses that were built in Karaku recently, they were done by hands that serve, is not the government. Well, let me inform him too. When they paint the hospital and call it Smart Hospital, was a gift from the British High Commission, Mm-hmm. Don't forget that. When Karaku Hospital get an X-ray for the first time, it was a gift from SG, It was not from the government. When the clinic in town was painted, and called it a Smart Clinic again, another gift again from some Britons, Italians. So we contributed nothing. That is why you see, after burial, people come in and help, and our people know they must help too, because we don't like to contribute. We just like to get freeness.
Yeah, caller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me try to take a next call. The Vibes FM caller. Thank you for waiting. Caller, you next.
Good morning, Kim.
Yes,
and
good
good
morning.
morning to the listeners of Vibes 101.5.
Morning.
0.3 FM is Miss Isaac, Public Relations Officer.
Yes.
Just to speak on a main activity by the Division of Youth within the Ministry of Karaku and Martinic Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports in Grenada. This coming Saturday, we'll be hosting what is termed a youth explosion at the Karaku Botanical Gardens from 1 p.m. It will be held under the theme Resilience Rising, Rebuilding Hope After the Storm. And this event is aimed at bringing the young people of Karaku and Martinic together to foster our community spirit and at the same time provide emotional support and also to celebrate their strength and creativity through music and cultural activities. We want the youth of Karaku and Martinic to come to share their experiences and harness the energies to inspire and rebuild our communities after Hurricane Beryl. And Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, will be on island and will be at the activity along with the Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Delma Thomas, and our very own Minister, Honorable Kevin Andrews. Youth Explosion will feature a concert. It will showcase our own local artists, and we have a band coming from Grenada Solid, and we'll have a number of other guest appearances. We'll be having fun activities from 1 o'clock. There'll be a talent showcase. There'll be youth entrepreneurs on the ground selling the items. So while it is a youth activity, we're encouraging the entire population of Karaku and Martinic to come out and support our young people. It is also an opportunity for them to socialize and network with our leaders, and also an opportunity for them to register for programs offered by the Division of Youth. As you are aware, we have a number of programs like Empower. They are going to be launching a new program, which is called Elevate Her, that is targeted at our young women in Grenada, Karaku, and Martinic between the ages of 35. So they will be exposed to a number of skills training opportunities and at the same time life skills. So we are encouraging our young people to come out because we want them to know that from devastation, we have to be determined and that we can rebuild together in the aftermath of the hurricane. So Youth Explosion will be held at the Karaku Botanical Gardens this Saturday from 1 p.m. We have, as I said, started the band and a number of our local artists, and we want you to come out to support our young entrepreneurs of Karaku and Martinic. So we're asking everyone to come out, and then again, we're continuing with plans for our independence activities, and we're starting off in Martinic this Sunday with their church service. We'll be leaving at 10 a.m. from the Hillsborough Jetty aboard Jason's boat to journey to Martinic for the church service. If you are interested, be there before 10 o'clock because we're leaving 10 o'clock on the dot to head over to Martinic as the service there starts at 11 a.m. So once again, we're encouraging the people of Karaku and Martinic, come out to the Botanical Gardens to support our young people on Saturday, and then join with us as we celebrate Grenada's independence with our church service in Martinic.
Okay, Ms. Isaac?
Yes, thank you so much for that opportunity.
Yes, I was hoping that you would conclude with Sakitan Palilot.
I guess because I was not in that era, sometimes I do not remember it. But next time I'll try my very best to remember. Sakitan Palilot. Who here tell the others?
Good
so
enough.
we're encouraging people again. If you hear it on the radio station, tell your neighbor, tell your friends. We're all going to the Botanical Gardens on Saturday the 25th, and then we're going over to Martinic on Sunday to give God thanks and praise as we celebrate our nation's 51st anniversary of independence. And before I go, the plans for independence continues. We are counting down. After we come up from Martinic, we have our award ceremony and cocktail at the Mermaid Beach Hotel on Thursday the 30th. that event is going, the planning for that is going very well. We want to say thank you so much to the many sponsors, both on Karaku and in Grenada, who continue to support us when we have activities. And we still have a call out there for persons who would like to support our activities. Whether it's through, as I said on the radio, we do not accept cash or check in any public officer's name, but you can tell us what you'd like to sponsor. We'll get an invoice to you and you make the payment direct to our service providers. So we are out there. We continue to clamor for support for our rebuilding efforts in Karaku and PT Martinique. Last Saturday, I was part of a special ceremony down at the post where the Department of Public Administration gave 15 refrigerators to 15 public servants in Karaku and PT Martinique. And it was not just public officers attached to the Ministry of Karaku and PT Martinique Affairs, but it included teachers, police officers. But it was not selected by us. This system, the computer system, selected the names. The Department of Public Administration, when they heard what happened to Karaku, P.S. Lindona, Hillem Marshall went into recovery mode for Karaku and PT Martinique. And her department, which is under the Prime Minister's ministry, asked each public officer in Grenada to give a donation of $5. It was a 5 to 15 promotion, and then they went out and they had a raffle in Grenada that was supported by the corporate citizens of Grenada like Coates, Calico, Jonas Brown and Hubbard. And then they did 15 refrigerators in collaboration with Jonas Brown and Hubbard, who gave us the refrigerators at a good discounted price. So on behalf of the Ministry of Karaku and PT Martinique Affairs, we say thank you to Jonas Brown and Hubbard for partnering with the Department of Public Administration to support the recovery efforts for public officers on Karaku and PT Martinique. So that is the kind of collaboration that we would like for us to see as we continue to rebuild Karaku and PT Martinique, public-private collaboration. So the rebuilding efforts continue. At present, we have 32 Build Back Better homes in progress. A number of them will soon be completed and be officially handed over. I am working in partnership with a corporate citizen to provide some furnishing to those homes. So very soon we'll have a major announcement when it comes to that. And the ministry restarted the second section of the Bel Air Hospital Road project. So we are doing what we can to continue the rebuilding efforts of in Karaku. On Tuesday, the SIAP, which is the Climate Smart Agricultural Project and Rural Enterprise Program, continued to give support to our backyard farmers in Karaku. And they also donated some engines to 3 fishermen on Karaku. They have 3 more to distribute as well. So the rebuilding efforts continue, and we're doing it with partners, and we want more partners to come on board. So our public works division is busy, our agriculture division is busy, our division of social development continues to build small houses for the vulnerable, the 14 by 14. And as I say, we need furnishings for those homes. So any other corporate citizen that is out there, individual or organization that can come on board with us, we would welcome that, as I continue to say, because we want to move from devastation to determination and to full recovery for Karaku and PT Martinique as we continue to do what we have to do and to host different activities to keep in the spirit of unity and the spirit of resilience.
Okay, well, thank you so much for giving us all that information there.
Yeah.
And we always encourage you, whenever you have information you want to share with us, feel free to get in touch with us, okay?
And before you go, thank you for the information. I'm very proud of you. You continue,
thank you, and you're welcome.
You're continuing in the legacy of another famous Mount Pleasant native, Shepherd.
Shepherd, which one of the Kayan?
Shepherd, the one who spread the maroon.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm too young to know Shepherd, but you can definitely continue to count on me to give the information and to do what I can to help in the rebuilding of Karaku and PT Martinique.
Yes, okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay.
All right, then.
Okay, bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So you speak about Shepherd, and he was one of those who was very, very effective in announcing the maroon.
Yes.
And the thing about it, he was blind, So he used to walk with a stick.
Boy.
And whenever he gets to any spot,
Yeah.
he thinks that people are around.
Yes.
He knocked the stick in the road and he started to shout about him around, shepherd, blind shepherd.
Blind
Okay.
shepherd.
Let me take a caller again. Vibe FM, caller, come in. Caller, you next. We ask a landline callers to hold on a while. Yes, caller, go ahead. Caller?
Morning, Kim.
Yeah, hello, yes.
Hi, morning, Kim. Good morning, Leo. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Just cold.
What can I help
Brother
you?
Leo, I envy you a whole lot. You're the warmth.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I have to be selfish. I don't want to swap.
That's okay. There's, as the Ecclesiastic state, there's a time for everything. That's okay.
Sure.
Listening to the program this morning, it invokes so many different thoughts in one mind. With everything that is going on with NNP, we shouldn't be surprised, because there comes a time or a point in life when you do so many things to people. After a while, things start crumbling and you're trying to figure out how did it happen. But you have to go back to how did you start to treat God's people. There is always repercussion for our actions. And what is happening to NNP now is what they sowed from Kit Mitchell going down the line. So the ones that are left behind, just be careful how you tread. Another thing is, let's not focus on the NNP. They're getting what they deserve, and they are receiving what they put in. We have a lot to do. We have a country to build. In terms of Karaku and Pitimatnik, so much is going on. And I am happy that Deanna came on and was talking about how they were able to help some of the public servants in Karaku in collaboration and partnership with Jonas Brown Hubbard and the other places. And it just says to tell you how much that this present administration thinks about its people and citizens. We had 2 hurricanes before that, Ivan and Emily. I am sure, and I stand to be corrected, I am sure nothing of this nature took place at mainland Grenada or even Karaku. And for this to happen now just shows the magnitude of where we're going. Another thing I was thinking about, she mentioned in her talk about backyard farming. I believe it's important that every household, I'm sure every household in Karaku and Pitimatnik has some space or plot of land that we could do farming. It's time that we reintroduce or re-engage ourselves or get back to that habit of growing something. Crops can grow. You could grow your own lettuce, your own coals and everything. Reinvent yourself. And in so doing, you're not just doing that, you could also make money from it if you want to go that way. But for health-wise, because if you notice these days, so many illness and sickness is coming down, and it all boils down to what we consume, what we eat, what we put in our bodies. So we have to rethink this now and try to think, okay, how could I help myself? But in so doing, how could I help the planet, Earth? Also, another thing, and Brother Milton, I know you know exactly, and there is a little bit of talk going to be around this. Our climate and our environment. What are we doing to protect it? Because if you notice now, our environment is changing rapidly. Look, for example, Pensacola in Florida had snow. Florida is supposed to be a hot place. They had snow. So you telling me the next couple of years, don't you think snow might be greater than Karaku and Pitimatnik?
Oh God.
So we cannot rule out this. It's not impossible. So how are we going to prepare ourselves for the next 5 to 20 years in terms of the climate and environment? So we have to start to think differently and forget about all this political backbiting. I'm saying people are complaining because they're not doing this. And I mean, the government is acting so speedily. With many countries that were affected by hurricane many years ago, they're still trying to survive and trying to get back. But here we have something that was done to us 6 months ago, and with the amount of progress that has been made, I look at it, I was saying to some people, you know what, I believe, and I don't like to label people, some of us are just downright wicked, bad-minded, malicious, and no good. In the way we operate. Yes, the administration might not be getting it right, but they are working their asses off to make things better, and we must give them praise. Everybody want one for me, I. What about us? Where is the us in there? If my neighbor or two neighbors got something, I should be thankful and wait, my turn gonna come. But we so think about our selfish nature. That is what's going on. So I just pray that we move away from that and start focusing on what it is to be an individual, to be a community, to be a country, and to be a world. So I hope we start thinking about things that will benefit us in the long run and continue to support this administration. Because as I said, if you have patience, you go see Aunt Belly. Right, Uncle Leo?
Sure.
You could sit inside of Aunt Belly with patience. So have patience. Deacon Michelle administration is doing an awesome job. They might not get everything correct, but so far they're doing under the progress in Karaku and Pneumatic. We have to give Kevin his kilos and give him his feather and his humper and his celebration now. He's trying. So guys, just want to say good day and thanks again. And this was very good. Thank you, Miss Isaac, for all you've been doing and you continue to do and for informing the public. And people, when you hear the information, pass it on. Pass on the good, not the bad. So I'm saying, have a good day, everyone.
All right,
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Next line caller. Next line caller coming. Line caller coming.
Good morning.
Hello,
Good
yes.
Good morning to my colleagues.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you very much for your good program and continue to do what you are doing. I was saying, to build back better, we need to organize our community so that they could stick together. I told you before, you forget Diablo. Diablo will get what coming to him and know it would have happened. That's why I tell you, forget this man.
I agree with you.
We see that NNP is mashing up, and I know they will. So
Yeah.
I'm glad for your prediction about Peter David. Anyway, we see it happening. You is a good prophet.
Thank you.
So I want to encourage our Karakuans to stick together and build a community so they can build back a better Karaku so that Grenada and Pitimatnik going to prosper.
Yeah.
Because Karaku is a place I know that always stick together as one people. And this division that come between them, I hope that they sense the differences in what go on and come together is my advice to all of us. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And to remind our listeners again, if you're just joining us, the telephone number is 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914, 458-1914. My steel cage match prediction is taking place outside now, you know. Some people just message me and say, yeah, man, the thing getting nice. Instead of fighting in the cage, we're fighting outside now. We're fighting in Thomas and George, we're fighting up in St. Andrews, we're fighting all over the place.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this, you know, I listened to the caller one before the last, and she was referencing backyard farming.
Yeah.
And it sort of poked something in me because I know years ago, a staple in the Karaku household was a kitchen garden and a bleaching stone, you know.
Yeah.
You remember bleaching stone?
That's what we had. We had to have that. It was like everybody had it.
But I must take a little time off to explain to the youths what a bleaching stone was, because a lot of them probably might have heard the term for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to have that.
Because before, we call it Clorox
and thing. And bleaching stone. When you see what we used to do, we take in the soap. And
you have to put the soap in the clothes.
Yes, put the soap in the clothes and make sure you put it down good.
Yeah.
And then you spread it
on the
stone there. And then you have to wet it.
And let the sun do the job.
Too many calls. We did leave the vicious story like that for back at family. We're going to get back on that.
Yeah.
Landline caller first. WhatsApp callers, hold on. Landline caller coming.
Morning, fellas. I have to pick up Deanna Isaac. I have to call all the way from Grenada.
Yes.
You know this voice.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed with her. And I was listening. She's my girl.
Yeah.
She's very thorough. Kim, I think all you got to say, I want this girl to come down to Grenada. I know she has to come down. That girl is too good to remain in Karaku up in Batney. She had to come down here, you know.
Yeah.
She had to come down. Deanna, I was listening to you this morning. Yeah. As usual, I love you. I'm very impressed with you. You were thorough. And the thing about it, what I like about Kim, her whole, when I see her on the TV, her whole body, her demeanor, her body language. I mean, that girl is so much genuine from the heart. And you see, sometimes you have people with a big set of communication degree with all kind of a thing, mass communication in the name and big long thing behind it. And Deanna, nobody can touch you, my friend. Nobody can touch you. You're the greatest. And I think you shouldn't remain in Karaku. Come down to Grenada. You continue to inspire us. I continue to listen to you very carefully. And personally, I'm not afraid to say that I admire you. You're doing a good job.
Okay.
Thank you, my fellas. Have a great day, Deanna.
Okay.
And
Yes.
keep up the good work. I love you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, let me go to another call. WhatsApp caller coming. WhatsApp caller coming now. Caller, you next.
Hello. Good morning, Kim.
Hello, yes.
So, Kim.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. And how are you doing?
Listen, anything better than this is heaven. I just called to say thank you for your services, especially to the diaspora. I want to recognize my friend, Cousin Leo,
Yes, sir.
and my other friend, Mr. Coy. It's so nice to see Mr. Coy this morning.
Thank you.
And listen, I thank you guys for what you do, and what you do it well. Let no one deceive you. Listen, all I expect of you is the truth. And the truth is what caused there to be freedom.
Yeah.
You shall be made free when you speak the truth. And I need to give me a little bit more pictures, man, because I listened to Emmeline yesterday on MTV, and she's saying there is nothing done in Karaku. But if you have any picture to counteract that, those of us in the diaspora would realize that there is something done in Karaku.
A lot, not something. A lot has been done in Karaku. Karaku is.
But then we ain't seen nothing. We're going according to what MTV said.
Well, let me tell you.
A lot of my friends,
that's propaganda. Real propaganda. Real propaganda because.
But I need you to counteract that. And by the way, I should let you know why people on the mainland always want the best of Karaku to be on the low.
I thought about that.
I forgive the lady that just called you.
Too good for us.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Please, they are not too good for us. You must be kidding.
Forgive her. It's just a habit.
I'll take her in Brooklyn if all I want. God bless you, man. Have a great program.
When caller, when you hear Emmeline again, just sit in front of the TV and say "quick crack." You know.
God bless you.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Yes.
When you just to follow up on what you said, when you in them days when you use quick crack, it was story time.
Oh, I mean,
yes. That's when you get together. Brian Nancy story.
Quick crack.
And the beauty of Brian Nancy. Brian Nancy always smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
Brian Nancy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're talking about that, but you know, as I think about it now, that's the history lessons, that's the message that what we all learn in school. All those stories and so on.
You see, you have to get the moral of the story.
Yes.
That is what was important, you know. And then you learn from that. What happened to Brian Nancy, how we think you were smart, and how you try to outsmart people, and then what happened in the end. And it's the same kind of thing happening in life today. With Diablo and all these people like that, you know. They don't realize what goes around comes around, you know. Vibes FM, caller come in. Caller, landline caller come. One night caller, hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Listen to me on the phone, please. On the phone. Listen to me on the phone.
Yes, all right.
Yes.
So, gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I will be making a fool of myself, but I want to appeal to Mr. Jonathan Lacrette. I haven't heard from him a long time, and when I heard about him, I was away for about 6 months. When I come back now, I'm not hearing about him, so I want to make this special appeal to him. And I'm saying that Mr. Lacroix, in other words, not Jonathan Lacroix, but Lacroix, that's his pet name. I'm saying you are a talented man, you are a professional, and you are educated. I am making this special appeal to you. Please, it may be too late, but it's better late than never. And I'm saying to you, please go to the Prime Minister and apologize. We all make mistakes. We cannot be too big to apologize. You belong to the NDC. Don't stay out there. You don't belong to the NNP. The NNP, in my belief, is satanic. They are good at lies, vindictiveness, and spite. Also corruption. Right? So, Lacroix, please remember, you're a religious man. Remember what happened to David in the Bible. He committed the two worst sins, adultery and murder. Yet God says he's a man of his own heart. When also the woman that was taken up to Jesus to be stoned because they say she committed adultery. Jesus said to those who brought her up to be stoned, he who is without sin,
Cast the first stone.
let him cast the first stone. So we got to be careful with what we do, right? What I am saying is this. We have to be aware of what we do. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So I'm saying, don't be ashamed or embarrassed of what you do or may have done. The Prime Minister is a very noble, very young and decent man. I'm sure he will forgive you. You may also wish to apologize to your constituents, especially the young people. I'm sure they would listen to you, and then by extension, the Grenadian people. So, Lacroix, please go back to the Prime Minister, apologize. I would also like to meet with you. You could also ask Kem Jones for my details. Yes. So what I'm also saying that I want to appeal to MP Williams. He is the minister, I think, of whatever. But there is a woman in the St. Patrick's constituency, St. Patrick East. Now, it may not be true, but I've heard that she is responsible for distributing houses, and she's looking after her own people. Now, this nonsense must stop. We have that under the NNP, and NDC must not tolerate this other thing. So I'm asking Mr. Andy Williams, if he's involved in this, check this woman and see what she is doing, because I heard that from very good, from sound, people who know what that woman is doing particular in the Roseville area, looking after her one. So, gentlemen, thank you for listening to me, and I hope Lacroix also listens to me.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914, 458-1914. A lot of things happening out there. And this caller was just mentioning there, and appealing to Lacroix to come back home. I think, right now, he might be needed more in the NNP camp to pray for them.
Well, what I know if Papa got to listen to Lacroix pray, I'm sure. Because
what causing that doubt?
I don't know, because Lacroix is a convincing prayer, and I was so taken in by Lacroix, and when the man testified, I listened attentively, but then too, I don't think there is a. I think NDC will quicker take picture.
Before they take Vibes FM. Vibes FM. Yes, caller.
What's up, man?
All right. Good, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I call in from the mainland.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I call in to say congratulations to this Prime Minister. We have a vision. Boy, yo. Watch me. That man a vision, boy. Yeah.
I share
We
your
could
view.
we could have never asked for a better leader than that.
I share your view.
Yeah, man. Never. Those haters and them, watch me. Them green people and them, they feel what they want. Like they want to cut people brain and put chip and program them in. But they can't do that.
Yeah, not at all.
You see, we've seen through them now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've seen through them now. So that's it for them. That's the end of them. They have to crumble and fall. And I'll say the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you see you don't answer them?
Yeah, you have time with them.
Yeah, you don't study them. You're just doing the work
You are the people.
for the people
That's
of Grenada, Karaku, and Pikimatnik. And they love him all over the globe we go. It's just love and more love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Wait, you hear what was his response? I'm minding my business.
Yes, he minding the business.
Well, I joking water for him.
Yeah.
Let him drink water and mind the business.
Yeah. So I listen to all you.
Go ahead,
You're
man,
doing
go ahead.
a good job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the best.
You too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but that's one thing that the NDC is doing and staying focused on,
Yeah,
which makes a lot of sense, because sometimes you try to make all these comments and get distracted from your what you have to do.
And the truth is, Kim, distraction is used as a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
They throw things at you, shadow you.
Yes.
So you could be derailed from where you're going.
Well,
And that has been a strategy being used, and in some ways in the past it worked, because the governments weren't able to achieve and accomplish the things that they need to accomplish.
But if you realize when the game started, that was the first 2 wicket Deacon took, because when Kid back a jacket and he started getting attitude, Deacon just ignore him completely. So he can't deal with that. He can't deal with the softness. He can't deal with his thing. So he want a bacchanal. He want a red dress thing. And they can say, I ain't going down there with you. You go in the mud. I ain't coming and fight.
Well, not that I don't know if you know, because I've been getting quite a number of calls. So we have a similar situation with Mr. Telephone Man, because he's been targeting me and you, Solio. Yes, and saying all kind of crazy things, whatever the case might be. But I'll tell you straight out.
Kim,
I ain't going.
Let me just make the records clear. Not only you and Leo.
And you too.
I'm involved in it too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying. But we're not going to respond to them. Listen, like I don't say it. A pig like mud.
Yes.
And that's where they belong.
Yeah, and
that's, you don't go down there and fight with them.
No, because the pig have in the mud. The pig have home court advantage.
Yes.
So
home court advantage.
Yes.
Yes.
And not even that. The smell.
Yeah.
Down there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
It's what they want.
Yeah,
That's what they want you down there. Right?
You
leave them alone. No.
Man. All the fans, they back in the pig in the mud. Everything is the pig.
Leave them alone. Leave them pigs
on
on
the pig in the mud.
there. We have time with that. Vibes FM. And lots of color coming. What's up, color? Hello. Hello. I think we okay, let me try this one. What line and color coming? Yes, morning.
Morning, Kim.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
And how are you?
Oh, not bad at all.
Yes, well, I listened to the program and I just say, well, let me give a little shout. I just want to say something what Kit say some years ago. Kit say, if you give respect, you will get respect. And what goes around comes around.
Yes.
So whatsoever he talk about what he had done, that's what's going on there now. What goes around comes around.
Yeah, he coming around now.
And it's coming around for Emlyn too, with that stupidness he's saying about it. What Peter do going to hurt NNB. Well, if she don't want to say the right thing, let she follow it and say stupidness too, and she gets herself well tied up too.
Well, Peter out of that now anyway, so
Well, you understand.
He's been liberated here.
Peter created from NBC how much years now, and how what he doing they could hurt NBC resigning from. That one is a stupidity. So, and she was a teacher or a teacher. So who she teaching?
like you say,
yes, Italian.
Man, she get crazy. They digging up their own grave. Let them dig it, and they go bury their own self. And I want Peter to make a party, and then you go see when election come, what's going to be the result.
All right.
Really know. Well, when wind fail, kite does fall.
I never.
I know you're wind flying. Wind going to fail.
When wind fail, kite does fall. That color so true.
So you take it easy, Papa, and we get with them.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I had to coin that one.
Yeah, but I remember that one. Let me take another call there. WhatsApp caller coming. Hello.
I can't hear nothing.
Yes, you can hear you hear me now?
Oh. I hear you now.
Okay, yes.
Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Leo.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I see Mr. Koi is back, man.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Mr. Koi is always there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Somehow I don't hear you guys right. Yeah. I'm not hearing you guys.
I don't know. Maybe your volume or maybe something.
All right,
like
I'll call back. Let me just check out my
your
system.
system.
I'll call you guys back later.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When wind fail, kite does fall.
Yeah.
So true.
I mean, and that is a practical thing.
We call that is so obvious, and I couldn't think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But as one caller mentioned earlier on, how this government is focused on delivering for the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they've been doing, And it's not getting into the melee and all this kind of back and forth and whatever. We have time for that. This is not the time for that. This is the time for transformation. This is trying to build its people. Make sure that we're on the trajectory, that we want to stay on track. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, but the talk has been going around and saying now, well, what's next for Peter? What's next for him?
Well, Peter does have to enjoy his irrelevance. What is he going to do?
Is he
a lot of people have been asking for.
The guy has become irrelevant, so enjoy your irrelevance.
Right, I hear that point, but a lot of people have been calling for and trying to encourage him to start his own movement.
No.
People have been called. I'm not saying that what's going to happen, and we just reasoning out here. I'm just saying the calls have been made for him to start his own movement.
No, listen. In my view, he missed the boat a long time ago. Mm-hmm. That boat is no longer available anymore.
It's too long. Stay too
long outside there.
And
that's it.
And it's also very obvious that the games this guy have been playing with everybody else won't make you think you're going to be different. And in all, mind you, when you remember back in the day when he was criticizing Peter and lambasting him for being a foreigner.
Yes.
Yes, Peter is a Canadian citizen, even though I strongly suspect that he was a U.S. citizen, but I don't know what you said. I can't substantiate that, but I believe that he was an American citizen. And on the one hand, that's what he was doing publicly. But privately, boy, I want to get Peter, boy.
Well,
if I get Peter NDC dead.
Somebody just said to me, when you want to kill the fowl, what does do? Choke on.
Yeah. Choke on, lay come.
Mm-hmm.
Closer.
Yes.
Closer and closer.
When you want, that's it.
I call that bait.
Yes, you bait. Vice FM London caller coming.
Hi, good morning. How you doing? How everybody doing?
Okay.
Basketball.
Yes.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Culture man. Happy New Year.
Thank you, and same to you.
Yeah, you have something named marriage. When marriage, for some people, why they have to go and marry for? And now the marriage break up now, the divorce now, the man don't get nothing. So he's supposed to get something because the man who is married him, Peter did not marry his own self, but the former Prime Minister, Dr. Kit Mitchell, he take Mr. Peter David and go cut him by Peter married to Peter in the Empire Government School. Now, the marriage break up now, so Mr. Peter said, you get something.
Yeah, you should share the estate.
The man supposed to give you something because for all the months years you served inside of the NNP party. So I hope that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Kid Mitchell Diablo, that you will be getting something from him.
Yeah.
So So, Mr. Peter, you wrong was to go quite important and married now. The wedding break up now. You and thank God you have a job and thank God maybe you have your house, but maybe you might have slept somewhere else because if Papa Peter don't give you nothing, you can go and marry you. In case,
Yes, right.
everybody,
Okay.
everybody, good morning and happy New Year to the callers and the listeners and them. So,
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay,
Thank you,
Culture
thank
Man.
you, thank you.
Next caller. WhatsApp caller, come in. Next caller. Caller, you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Hello,
Good
yes.
morning.
Yeah, Mr. Kim, I just called back to get something straight. I think Mr. Coyle is really right when he said people is calling for Peter to do his own thing. But I will tell you, based on what's on the ground in Grenada, the plan is for Peter to contest in 5 constituencies, 5 different seats, not expanding more than that. I got to tell you what is the status. He hoped that if he could get at least about 3 out of that or 2 out of that, at least 3, he will be on good track in case something happens. But in the 5 of them, if you're smart, you should know where 4 is and where the 1 is. Because NNP can come tell people on the Carnage Parak chanting nothing about Peter. When I say that about NDC, because NDC is solid day right now. And NNP cannot pull no vote against NDC or take out no vote from NDC and neither from Peter in River Road and Town. Put that into context. I am telling you, I am listening every day, and guys who are really political savvy is going to just call me and we just have discussion and they just keep me of what's going on. And I know that 4 seats will be putting somebody in and campaigning with his team. I could bet you any money they will never take no chance to attack NDC. I am telling you. I want to say good morning to Kieran James. I will forget Kieran James when I come on this morning, and I want to say good morning to you. You are special. And when well, you all touched on that already, but I don't know what eminent here. I mean, this woman is so puzzling that let me reply to everything that you say. Thank you, Ken.
Okay, thank you so much. This forming a new party, in my view, is a waste of time. It missed the boat. When the boat was about to be launched back in around 2013 thereabout, he had a chance to get on board and start moving from there. And he refused to jump on board. You remember enough?
Yes, yes.
That was it. And that was the only opportunity I saw, possible to start a party. And maybe again, maybe by now you might have had a little bit of a say, with a seat or 2 or something of the nature, because this country is NDC and NP,
Yeah.
There's no if about it.
But this treatment that was meted out to Peter by Keith was an X-ray done on Keith's mind. What could have caused such a sudden change that at this point in time somebody you loved and was carrying on top of your head and this and that because you're supporting your party. Now the venom that is being thrown to Peter, was that existing in your head all the time and you're skipping it in?
It's been there. It's been there. It was a strategy. You see, this is a situation. Diablo decided that he's going to use Peter for a purpose, and which was to mash up the NDC, which he did effectively, right? That was it, So now you find the situation now whereby the mission has been accomplished. So I no longer need you anymore. So you don't right now you don't need him.
Well, let him down gently, no man.
No,
you just cut the rope and let the man go. Yeah, according to Michael Bep. It fall Bep. No, you can't do it.
That was it. He never really needed him. and you see now, the as one caller said, the marriage, you marry and that time you realize that your husband or your wife and really and want you.
Yeah,
it was for a purpose. And once the purpose has been accomplished, that is it. Story done.
House bill.
Out there.
House one go out, you can't live no more.
That is it.
Order protection, come out there.
Okay. And so now as you just said, letting go, buru bep bep bep.
Yeah, that's bad.
WhatsApp caller coming. Bep. WhatsApp caller coming.
All right, Kim. Anyway, I get in your voice. Okay.
All right. Yes,
all right,
go ahead.
Kim, good morning again, guys.
Yeah.
Morning, sir.
Morning again.
By the way, how what's
all right. Okay, what I want to say today, all right, okay, I know the Prime Minister before give Kit Mitchell advice. He said, if you can run the thing, give it to Peter. Well, they didn't give it to
No,
Peter.
he said give it to Pedro.
All right.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know something.
Yeah, good. Give it to Pedro. I remember that statement.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
Not.
I wonder what happened. I don't know, but we seem to be all the callers on your line. Caller, you better now? Check it out. Okay, caller. No, yes. Hello. Hello. Seems to be having a
problem with his line.
Let me take another call in the meantime. Vibes FM next. WhatsApp caller coming. WhatsApp caller coming. Next one. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry for calling back.
Yeah, no problem.
Kim?
Yes, go ahead.
Leave federalism party.
Yes.
It's better for NDC.
Uh-huh.
The 28,000 votes NDC have, they will get. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to be done for 1920.
Okay.
Encourage him to form his party. Let's back him.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to weaken NNP.
Okay.
Let's encourage President to form the party.
Okay.
Encourage him.
All right. Okay.
It can be in our favor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, WhatsApp caller? WhatsApp caller coming. Caller, you back?
Okay, I think I hear you a little better now.
Okay, yes. Okay, go ahead, yeah.
All right, so we're a little better.
Yeah.
All right, Kim. Okay, let's go back to the okay, what Emily Pierce said coming from Karaku. Okay, I listened to Terence Oliver, all right? He's from Union Island. He's from the NDP. That's the opposition party in St. Vincent. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then he made a statement that the progress in Union Island especially is not good. And they was making reference to Karaku, and they said that the development that is seen in Karaku is much more rapid than what's happening in Union Island. And they thank Kevin Andrew and the Prime Minister. There was also a blogger from St. Vincent again that blog about the progress making Karaku, that they don't see that progress in Union Island. Then Emily Pierre came now and she's saying that Union Island is making more progress than St. Vincent. She never been to Union Island, but these are the guys and them that travel around, and again, one of the opposition leaders saying that also. You understand? Okay, let me piggyback to the convention. All right, I'm playing a clip saying in the convention now that that when they spoke about the delegates, and then she was saying that that she didn't know the delegates, they did not nobody get the list. Then if you further down, she come back and she said now that she was one of the people choosing the delegates. So I don't understand how comes that you don't know the delegate list, but at least you choose the delegates to vote for you. You understand? So right now we see all these kind of things that happened, you know, and the reason why Peter had to vote out. All right. Okay, let me go back to this one now. What Andrew Donald was saying. Andrew Donald was saying that that Peter David leaving NNP, all right, and the seat that he held that is a NNP seat, and that seat not going to go anyway. That was yesterday. He's saying that. He was saying that that seat was held by Nicholas, And then Peter came back, Peter a whole lot. So these are diet NNP supporters. But then now we see now that 17 people from that same constituency left with Peter. And as far as I'm hearing, that they're not thinking about joining with NDC, but they're encouraging Peter for them to have a new party, which is going to be a third party. And which, if they have a third party, you know, definitely going to take away votes from NNP. And then we hear MNP is saying that it's not going to affect NNP, which it will affect NNP. All right. Another thing I want to talk about, Kim, from Monday going back to this week, there is a campaign on Real FM and Talking Point to slay Tevin Andrew. All right, and it started based on the town hall meeting where Tevin talk about with the police, you know, about how the police treat the seniors, and then he talk about the relationship between them. So now this week, the both programmers are talking about every day now. They're talking about Tevin Andrew, and and it's so funny. Do you know that you, Leo, and Mr. Koi is part of the conversation now?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't know if you guys paying attention.
I'm aware of that, you know, but we don't go down the road. We don't go down in the mud to fight them down in the mud. That it doesn't make sense. Leave them down there to fight in the mud. We want to stay nice and clean. We are clean.
Yeah.
And we ain't going there. So I don't want to make any comments about them as what they're saying or what they ain't saying.
I don't think Alice should make any comment because he said that today he will be listening. You know, so I don't know if you want you guys to basically talk about it, but don't give him that airtime. I'm just bringing it up to you guys.
Yeah, so
that is the mission now, because what been happening now, with the 17 people that goes, I'm getting information now that in Kate Lewis constituency, there are people who giving her a hard time, and I'm hearing in St. Patrick West that also there is people who are very unhappy. So basically, what I'm hearing now that there are going to be more people resigning. And the last meeting they had in St. Patrick, there was beef between Bello and the Green guy, and MNP make them shake and hug. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right.
You know, I was very lately, at least I listened to probably 2 or 3 episodes from this my good boy who's claiming that he has Karaku roots. I don't want him to bring Karaku in the mod with him, but and the things that he's been saying, I tell you, he's one of those who are saying that the students from Petit Martinique have to go through gunpoint and it's so treacherous, done all these good things simply because there's not a jetty in Windward. But how doesn't he know if he's from Karaku? That is 23 years. The jetty in Windward is more than 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that one in Windward wasn't fixed. Not the one in Petit Martinique is in disrepair. And nothing has been done. So those guys, no merit to the whole talk. Forget him. Yeah. He too could enjoy irrelevance. Although he's saying that the next time around, and people will be back in power. Well, wishful thinking.
Dreaming.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, let me tell you, one of the things that they're reaching for right now, because they're trying to say that there is infighting in NDC, which we know that's not so that happening. And then another thing I want to tell Tevin Andrew to remain focused. Because what they're trying to do is they realize the town hall meeting was a success because I see people who was standing and people from outside and who couldn't come in because of the seat, you know. And they realize what's going on now. So all this thing is a distraction. But right now they have so many on the plates because from tomorrow they will be talking about the 17 people that leave. And what getting them most scared now is that them hearing that people in Kate constituency some of them are about to resign, and in St. Patrick's also too. But what's going to be interesting now is that when they go back to Parliament to see where Peter going to be sitting, because remember he's going to be an independent now. So, Peter will be sitting totally different. So now Clarice Modest get to be a little closer to Kit Mitchell, and then Peter will be all the way to the end now. Right? So that's going to be very interesting. And what interested again now to see how Peter going to be voting lately. You understand? That would be very interesting to look at.
Yeah, well, it's all, like you say, very interesting. We just got to wait and see what's going to transpire. Definitely. But my prediction.
All right, guys. So you guys enjoy the evening.
Okay,
Thank you, and safe going.
Okay, bye. Let me see if I have another caller. Next caller, WhatsApp caller. Okay, great. So let's continue. Now we're speaking about this third party. That is a myth.
Well, if
no way.
Let me just come in here. We have always had a third party now. GULP still exists now. It's dormant now.
The remains.
But when time for election, you will see everybody coming up and say, I represent this, I represent that, and so on. So GULP still exists, and there's a leader. There are people who been doing things. So I'm just saying this third party thing is not something new. Peter ain't coming out bringing no first one bringing no third party here. The point is, if you want to have a movement, okay. PLM was there one time. So the point I'm making is that because of the democracy that we practice, everybody feel that once they want to hold power, they could have their own party and just get some supporters.
Yeah, it's not working. Somebody just messaged me, and let me read this. This is what they're saying. They says, when Peter and Chester Humphrey joined the NNP, they were pushing the one-party state stupidness. Now that failed. So that was the reason for accepting him in the NNP, and then when the one-party thing did not take off, they had no use for them. So let them go. So I don't even this one-party thing there couldn't work here anyway. But it just can't. And the three-party can't work.
But as far as Diablo is concerned, what has been Chester Humphrey's crime? I know he seems that Peter wants to dethrone him and take charge of the party, and so that's what mostly why he fell out of grace. But what has been Chester Humphrey's crime with the NNP? I mean, they lost, and he's no longer in the Senate. But what did he do to?
He's supporting Peter. That's a crime. He just mentioned Peter. Just said Peter. Well, former minister mentioned Peter. The senatorial position was denied.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. Anybody watch any. Well, you remember Delma said, just mention Peter and you become my enemy. The face does change, Diablo face change well, Diablo would tell her what kind of face you're going to get.
Because when you peruse the whole party, Peter is the only credible competition before him.
That's it.
All your others is
So right now, in order for him to dominate and keep control there, we had to do whatever it takes to get rid of Peter. Get rid of him by any means necessary. Next line caller, come in.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, you're on.
Yeah, I'm calling for the program.
Yes, go ahead.
Again, to one and all. NMP run a ground. Right, for starters, they run a ground. So right now they're spinning top in mud. So it don't make sense. NMP come up there and bumping Chigum and saying whatever, because NMP, well, GULP waiting for them in the cemetery too anyway. And I want to say good morning to Mr. Kevin Andrew and good morning to my lovely Prime Minister. And I like how we're doing, so I want him to keep up to how he's going. Everyone, have a good day.
Thank you
so much. NNP going to meet GLP in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Center cemetery.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's it. The whole idea now, if I were Peter, honestly, I would just call it a day and say, well, listen, I tried, I failed, to achieve maybe what I wanted to. And I did my best for my citizens, in the country, wherever I could have done it, I did it. And that's it. That's it. I see no other thing for him to do beside that. No forming or no third party.
No.
That's out of it. Vibes
Time
FM.
for retirement.
Vibes FM, caller, come in. Caller, you on?
Good morning, Mr.
Yes. Hello, yes.
All my three boys.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Listen, let's give Keith what is due to him. Right? He is good. Well, Lacroix and Artway have to start to take stock of themselves because it seems as though Keith is about to take over the funeral agency. He knows how to kill people's political careers. You understand?
Yeah.
Look what he did. Look what he did to Nazim Burke. Let's go back all the way there. Right? Ali Dowden. You know?
Yeah.
Laco.
And Dowden.
Ali Dowden, yeah.
Aye. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he should, if Pedro had sense, Pedro would have taken out the insurance policy long before he did know. Right?
Yeah.
The thing with Pedro is, right? He is the face of the remnants of the Oriel party faction of the code people in the Jewel movement. Right?
Okay.
He cannot form his own party. Listen to me very carefully. He cannot form his own party. He has to be like a leech, right? He had to get involved with some other party, hoping, and that is what Keith knew, that Pedro liked power. He was hungry for power. So he lured him in the NNP with the hope of getting a few of his followers with him. You remember Chester was the speaker and the whatnot?
Yeah.
Right? The fox got outfoxed. Because if Pedro had become the leader of the NNP, he would have bring in his boys. You understand?
Right.
Chester and the rest of them that was expelled from the NDC. That was the whole thing. So right now, as you rightly said, he missed the boat. His opportunity for forming his own party passed by a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would advise Pedro to do is to continue his job as a lawyer defending whoever he's defending. Yeah? In his heart, I'll give Pedro that. In his heart, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But his weakness is the thirst and the hunger for power. Understand?
Yeah.
And he allowed himself to be used by Chester and the rest of them and by Keith. You see, he thought he was smart, but he got outfoxed by the fox. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Correct.
Keith saw Pedro as a benefit to his party. He thought that he would have gotten all the secrets, the inside secrets from the then NDC party. That's what he used him for. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He was used, abused, and refused. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all he have to do now, he pay big money to become a lawyer. All the pro bono work he used to do, he could make back some of that money now because he could lend himself fully to his profession. I ain't saying don't do pro bono work, but you have more time now to build your profession. Okay? Because he did a lot of pro bono work with the hope to buy some votes too.
You're right.
Right?
Okay.
So he could let himself fully now to his profession. Get politics. Dr. Mitchell, make sure that he don't have a place on the political platform. And I agree with the caller before. I am very, very interested to see what is going to happen in Parliament. Not his position where he sits, but how he's going to vote. You understand?
Uh-huh.
That will be an interesting scenario. Yesterday or last night, it was one of his constituents in St. George's call and say about forming his own party. And if he inform his own party, he should form a pressure group. And I like that idea. Form a pressure group.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And let's see where he's going to go from there with his pressure group. When NJM came in, when the Jewel movement just came in, that's how they started as a pressure group. You understand? Exposing what was happening on the inside. So he being the kind of person that he is, I mean, he's strong in one sense and he's weak in the next sense. Yeah? So if he formed that pressure group, that he could do some damage, some serious damage. You understand?
Right.
But my best advice to him is to forget the political world. Because he already branded himself as a razor blade. He cutting on two sides. He didn't get what he want from NDC, jump over to NNP. He didn't get what he want from NNP. Where you going now? A third party is out of the question, especially if he's heading it. You understand?
Yeah.
So my advice to him is to focus on his legal career. He'll make a name for himself there.
I agree.
All right?
Okay.
Totally agree.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sirs, and you have a great day. I'm listening.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, and same for you.
As this caller is just speaking there, somebody just type in there, and they mentioned a couple of things there that she said, that they wanted to respond to. Talk about how he's going to behave in Parliament. That says he just might abstain from voting.
That's all.
Yeah, they said that's what they're going to do. She may also mention about the pressure group. But I believe that the best way out for Peter is revenge. He should learn that word now. Revenge. And the revenge meaning go out there and make sure Diablo ain't get a footing anymore.
You know what I think might be very difficult for Peter, no matter how much if for example, in Parliament, if there's something that he agrees with, he can bring himself to agreement with Michelle. And administration, so he's like
monkey pants,
monkey pants.
Well, I guess his vote or line of support will not necessarily be on a party line, because I mean he might, even though the NNP might be promoting or support some information, I mean he could do it too because that's what he thinks. But at the same time, you're not voting on behalf of the party, not on party lines. So it's interesting, yes. But I mean, you open whether it's NDC and NNP or
let me take another call. I don't want to call it to back up too much. Yeah, next, what's a caller?
Kim, just 10 seconds. Let me just say something quick.
Yes.
I think I know a lot of the NDC supporters saying about we don't want Peter. But I have a different opinion. I know a lot of people may not agree with me. It's okay. But if Peter reach out to the Prime Minister and show Olive Branch, knowing the Prime Minister talking about unity, I think there is a chance where Peter could come in the party. When I say not to be a minister or whatever, but at least we could get him to walk with Claudette.
No.
To get that seat. You understand? I'm also looking at that. And then we can't talk about Peter without talking about Chester Humphrey, because I think, in my opinion, that most of the decision Peter make is because of Chester Humphrey. You understand? And Peter was used because Chester Humphrey ended up becoming the speaker, and then he entitled for a pension. You understand? So let us not forget that some of the decision that Peter been making is through the cause of Chester Humphrey. And then I think that he will try to form a third party. If he reached out to NDC and NDC did not respond to him, I think there will be a third party.
But thank you so much.
Yeah.
There's no room for no third party.
But isn't Peter eligible for a pension now?
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah,
more than pension. You could get 20 pension. Yes. A lot of gratuity too. But the thing about it is that at this stage of the game, he has played every possible Play every possible play. There's no more. You run out of Trump. What you do? All you have now is bush in your hand. Two a diamond stick in you.
Yeah, God Almighty.
Just imagine that.
Yeah.
So that's so the only thing for him to do right now is to
play Rumi.
Well, no. Listen, that caller set up pressure group, something similar like that. Make sure Diablo ain't come back. That's revenge. I call it revenge. So in other words, campaign against NNP. I know well that might work, but he could pull up a few votes well, and some of the delegates that were supporting him for leadership definitely were NNP people. They wouldn't vote for NNP. So one time vote for NNP is a plus for NDC, right? So now if they're going to lose, say, a couple thousand, whoever they were, whatever the numbers, and you could find more people joining in as well, that's going to diminish the support of the NNP, which is going to make the NDC even stronger. To repeat and repeat and repeat and keep on repeating. Let me take another call. Vibes up. Caller comment. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Good
hello.
morning, Mr. Kim, Mr. Koy, and the Right Honorable Leo.
Good morning, sir.
In his own right, he's honorable.
Okay, all right.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here. I've been listening. I ain't have much time because I'm on the day shift now, but I have a couple of minutes on break. I'm on break, and I just want to say what they say fast and quick.
Okay.
I've been listening all morning to the Peter saga, but we need to go down memory lane, you know. I don't hear nobody go down memory lane. Uncle Tilly. All right?
Yeah.
Give this guy and Nazenberg and them a break. Even though they had him locked up, he still turning on short the olive branch for them.
Right.
And what Peter turned around and did to Uncle Tilly, I don't think Peter have a chance to come back in the NDC. No way, no how. Not even as a member, a pro member of the NDC. I will say that, and I will die with that. That is my thing. Yes, Peter might be what they say, whatever they say, the lady say just now, he whatever guy he is, do pro bono work, etc., etc. Let him continue doing that. But coming back to the NDC, after what he did to Uncle Tilly, it's alleged, and I say alleged, and I want to make it clear that there were a plan back then to outstay Uncle Tilly, you know.
Well, watch. Let me tell you something. I heard that too quite a while ago because they could not spearhead the party because of the past history.
Correct.
So
the background, yeah.
Right,
Just
the
to put simple, the background.
The background. So now Uncle Tilly was used as the face, and they were right behind him there, and he was just a figurehead at the front. So that is why when after the government was formed now, the quest for whatever the desire was, they start to materialize. And that is where the breaking up start taking place and everything disintegrated because of that. So what you're saying there is something that was talked about for quite a while, that they use Uncle Tilly and now Diablo
use him, but let me say it this way: they try to use him.
Yes,
but you know, Uncle Tilly is not a stupid guy.
Nobody.
And go ahead, Uncle Leo.
No, they did draw on Uncle Tilly for legitimacy because no other than that, because of the same revolutionary experience, they want, for some reason or other, a lot of folks didn't trust them. So in order to get that, to put a piece on that segment of the population, they needed Uncle Tilly to draw a kind of legitimacy. So once they had that, you know,
Uncle Tilly transparency, Uncle Tilly believe in unity,
and he could calm the waters.
Yes, that's what happened. And then after they got in there,
So going back down that memory lane, from that memory, I don't see why the Right Honorable Present Prime Minister, so Deacon Mitchell, should have any dealings with them, stay out, leave them out of it. In my opinion.
Let it fight.
That's just my opinion.
Let it fight, man. Let it fight.
And the problem is that Peter don't come alone. Peter have a clique.
Yes.
Right.
And not,
so
not,
true.
Not to mention calling names, but I think most of you all are wrong long enough to know who they are.
Yes. Four jump up in my mind right away.
Yes. So he's not here alone. Probably if it was here alone, you might have to give him a chance.
Right.
And one of the things that happened that make Nazembok hated by them is because Nazembok didn't side with them when he realized kind of person Uncle Tilly with. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that okay.
All right. So
you're right.
So I have to go. I have to go now. I would
right.
like to say a little more, but I have to go now.
Right,
So
okay.
we're going to talk again next week.
Thank you for your time. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
All right. All right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. But that's what happened back in those days. We know that. Uncle Tilly. They used him as a front because of who he is.
But all those guys who were associated with the rebel, those guys had a heart ambition. Everybody wanted to be on top.
Yeah, leadership. That's it. You want to be a leader, and then in the NDC, he wanted to be a leader. He didn't get through, and he was offered the possibility of a leadership
with enough.
And he didn't see that visible. So he decided to step back out because he had a better offer coming up on the other side with the NNP. And so he decided we have to take that one looking more.
Yeah, but things the easy
nice.
way.
Yeah, that one looking nice. But he didn't know it was a trap set.
Yeah, enough had to fight their way up, and NNP was already there.
Right.
So I'll just jump on board.
Right, easier. Just take a nice ride. And then that's it now.
Wow.
So it's finished. Call it a day. This idea about forming third party, like I said, the only thing possible for them to do right now, which could be effective, is to form a revengeful organization or something again to give back Diablo a worse beating than you would normally have gotten under the NDC in the second term. Make it get more licks.
What I firmly believe is that the guys who are eligible for revenge did not necessarily know because Papa got take over.
Vibes FM.
Papa say you're doing enough, cut it out.
Let it Caller take over. Vibes FM, Caller come in. Caller come.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This we're getting some noise.
Yeah, go ahead.
This issue with Pedro. Now, I remember in 2003, I think, a neighbor of mine that used to work with Siboney Chambers. I better try and use the landline. I use my cell phone.
Okay. Call back here.
Okay. What a switch.
Okay, all right. No problem. You could always call us back. And to remind the rest of our listeners, 403-0101. 403-0101 and 443-0101. And you can also call 458-1914. I heard so many different comments coming from different angles. And each and everybody has a different sort of version as to where do Pedro go from here. But I believe if he gets the right advice right now, and those 17 delegates that joined him there in the town of St. George, and he's going to get more. He's going to get a lot more, but not enough to say form a party and be effective. Not at all. But it would be effective enough to make Diablo get a worse beating in the next election. But they have to start now. They can't afford to miss it. They have to start now.
That divine intervention is still very much in effect. I'm telling you so because, when you think about what transpired in 22, when this young group just come, and it was there's divine inspiration there. Not just the guys alone. Nobody knew them, but that, Papa God said that's what all they are giving all of that. Is not not there on their own. They are giving all of that. So all they could be rescued. That's what it was. That's when it was genuinely rescued.
Right.
Back then.
Vibes FM landline caller coming.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah.
This thing about Pedro, this thing brewing long. A gentleman told me once that in the 1950s, I think it was,
50s.
3 men who are Grenadians left Aruba, I think, came back to Grenada with the intention to lead.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, one was Eric Gary,
Mm-hmm.
2, Charles David, and 3, Rupert Bishop. Well, Gary used his tactics against them and he emerged the leader. Rupert died on the carnage and Maris take his place. So Peter is fighting for Charles' place. That's what the gentleman told me.
Okay.
Now, after the collapse of the revolution, I understand that, well, a former worker from the same office with Pedro, and maybe he's still part of the law firm, he said that they had a meeting in a hotel he used to run up the lane in St. George. And the meeting was with the ex-revolutionaries. And their thing was to build a party to participate in the process. But one of them said the Grenadian people would not forget 1983. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to be short. They will join a party of a choice. And whenever that party gets in office, they will take over. So they had an aim based on what the gentleman was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
So they look at the GULP and they said, that done and buried. They said the NNP, nobody cannot control Kit. But the NDC is vulnerable.
Okay.
So they will join the NDC and later on, while in office, they will take charge. Now, I can't say what the gentleman said is true or not. But when I saw what play out with Uncle Tilly, that came back to my memory. Because actually, it shows as if, well, look, they wanted to get rid of Uncle Tilly. And if you look at who was involved in that, was the ex-revolutionaries. And I remember Nazim Bok, who were not part of them. Whether he was part of that meeting in the hotel that was up the lane or not, I don't know. But when you look at it, Nazim Bok stood with Uncle Tilly. And Chester Humphrey called Nazim Bok the biggest scum that came from the revolution. And I don't think this clip on them will be difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to figure out why you're calling your fellow man the biggest scum. But then I realized it could only be that Naz didn't join them.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, we saw what happened to them in SAS when they all was expelled. Now, the fight for power now. Mr. David Lilo in the NDC, well, he could boast that since he came on, he's been winning the tongue seat. Yeah, he's unbeatable there, although his popularity dwindled badly in the last election. That's the least vote I think he ever
yeah, that's correct.
Got.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Right. So it means that another election, he could be gone. Now, how will that happen? The NDC caretaker in the tongue of St. George. There are people in the tongue who is saying that they don't know her. They haven't seen her. I have families in the town of St. George, family members. I like to listen and I like to ask questions. And I remember one of the women told me, look, she could never win the tongue seat. A gentleman who I know in Pentecostal church told me her head too hard, she don't listen. They told her in a meeting, put she office in River Road, she refused. He said they show her with the election gone by after after 1984. All those who had the seat in River Road won the tongue of St. George. She got the carnage and she was beaten twice. Twice or three times. She was beaten.
Twice.
Now, that polling division is the largest polling division in the tongue of St. George. That takes in River Road, Dabo, and parts of Monge. Okay. Now, he said, who live in River Road and go on the carnage? For what purpose? Stay where you have a larger population. Nicola still put his office there and he won. Peter put his own there and he won. And they are saying she don't listen. Now, the question already asking, who is going to run for the NDC in the town of St. George? Because they want somebody who will listen, okay? Who they can trust to give their vote. I know I had a questioner once when we left the South Sunday and came up and worked with them in the town of St. George. And the response I got, I wasn't happy at all. As if, aside arrogancy, yes, you is the candidate, but listen what the people is saying to you. When they ask you questions, even if the question may have hit your hard, but answer it in a gentle manner to give them same people the confidence. The tongue could be taken, but as one guy said in the last election, the candidate going to be the problem. And it seems like all what they are saying work out to be true. But it could be taken. So I don't know who is going to run for the NDC in the tongue of St. George. But one thing I know for sure, I don't know all who are going to go to that funeral. Kim either be the priest or the worship leader in that funeral because he had pronounced that since before the convention. Okay? And we see it happen. That political career is over. After one die, you may ask the priest how long it taken to bury that person. Well, I guess now they have to decide who will be the priest in the funeral or who will be the worship leader. But Kim they must call. It can't be left out. Now, to form a third party in Grenada, I'm not seeing it. NNP is in disarray. As one person says, the GLP already in the cemetery. Now, the NNP could revamp, They could revamp. They could get rid of the old heads and rebuild the party with young people, if they could find. But as for someone to start a new party, we saw we had 7 parties at one time in Grenada.
I remember.
7?
Yeah, we had one election.
Wow.
And it boiled down to 2.
That was
and that's what it doesn't matter who comes, it will boil down to 2. The NDC is the one holding the key. Okay? And I don't see Grenadians turning their back on the NDC. Since the revolution, with the leadership of this present Prime Minister, well, you take a Mitchell to beat a Mitchell and you see what happened after. All kind of earthquake, storm, volcano, everything just destroying that old Mitchell. Okay? Now, this Mitchell is firm. What he does, he works in the interest of people, not his position, as the former Mitchell was doing, strengthening himself. Mm-hmm. He works on behalf of the people. Boots was on the ground from day one, And as he promised in the election campaign, that's what he did. Pay the workers the docked salary. Pay the retirees the gratuity and pension. That is people. People is families. Family, nation. The school children. What's what he's doing for the education? I guess even the sensible NNPs, who I normally call sensible, the eyes are opening on Deacon. We haven't seen that in 23 and a half years, but we are seeing it now. Tam Sisi Nyolo, because mommy and daddy didn't have the $810 to give them, the children was qualified, but the parents didn't have the money. They couldn't go. These children education cut short. What Deacon did, he take up the slack. We will handle the $810. And you all go to Tam Sisi and Nyolo. Nyolo had to ask to enlarge the staff to deal with the among their students coming in. Now, who does that benefit? Will these children forget what they can do for them? No. Will the parents forget? No. Look after burial. The farmers, the fishermen, you just look at Grenada presently. A solid foundation has been built. Well, when you build your foundation, what next to do? Is not to complete the building. And when you complete the building, it's for either business or residence. You can't lose. So leave them guys now in the wilderness. Peter is a man in a little boat out in the ocean. The engine breakdown. the oar he had, the wave take it from him, and he cannot swim. And every time he look in the water, he see shark around the boat. So he in dire strait. How are you going to get out? Peter David time has come. I have no sympathy for him. I remember Uncle Tilly. I heard of situation where cabinet end up in the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard of that. Afternoon, I coming up grand dance. A gentleman tell me, Uncle Tilly, they in food fair car park. I say, what man, no, Uncle Tilly ain't going to shop. He said, they're going to have a meeting in Koyaba. And the tongue man have him busy. He pull up in food fair car park to rest himself. And there's a lot of things that a lot of us don't know.
Yep.
Payday has come. And those who talking about Peter and NDC, no, there is no olive branch day. When you give him an olive branch, what he coming and do? He coming to destroy still, you know.
Yeah.
Because he know how to get in between.
That's it.
Cement himself. Yeah. And he will always be himself. Repeat what he has done before. This gentleman, I have no personal problem with him. Okay? But as an NDC supporter, I am saying no to him. You were there once. We look at the destruction in your cars. Yeah? And to take you back to do what? They tell you anytime, and Mr. Leo,
yes.
So Leo,
yes, sir.
It is said that I'm using the pronoun you. I don't mean you, Mr. Leo.
Yeah.
It is said anytime the woman you have living with leave you and go with another man. It doesn't matter what happened. Don't take her back. Because taking her back, she coming back to finish you.
Complete the job.
Exactly. And those who talking about Peter and NDC, they better change their mind. Because it will be for him to finish the job. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
So much. Boy, this thing goes a long way. Huh?
A deep,
long way. And that goes without saying, you know. But as the caller was just speaking there, you know, I remember I heard way back when in 2008, when the NDC won the election, that before the swearing in, there was a meeting. And the meeting was a little bit controversial because they were deciding there and then should they put Uncle Tilly now at the helm,
or just captain the ship,
or just put or them take over. I heard that. I never forget hearing that, you know. And after a while, you know, they decided, well, he ain't gonna look so good because, you know, we already, the nation expect him to lead. So let we put him in there for a little while, and then we go house him after.
But you see, in that era, the NDCIC 2008 framework.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Peter was probably the most visible, and he's getting a lot of the blame, but there was a lot of egos around there too, you know. He's not the only one, eh?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. If he was the only one, things might have worked different.
Mm.
Yeah, because at one point in time, I think the guys who were there, everybody was just interested in what's in it for me, as far as power is concerned.
Power.
And didn't see the greater good.
Yes.
So
power hungry. Vibes FM, land and color.
Yes, Mr. Member called back to speak about something very interesting and important.
Yeah.
Of a young woman on the main island, Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
She dressed like a Muslim. She dressed like a Muslim, and to me, she trusts the security in the hospital because she come up at night. She was passed by me today and like they giving her a tough time, always racing her. And a woman supposed to have a bath every day and a change of clothes. So I just asking if they could open up the heart. We have women security work at night. So if they could be a little friend with her, bring a little change of clothes, you have bathroom in the hospital outside, not inside the ward. Could encourage her to have a bath when she come at night and give her a little change of clothes and show a little love to her because, she is a woman.
Okay.
So let us see what we could do, and also calling on the Muslim committee. I don't know if she is a Muslim, but she dressed as a Muslim every day. If they could look for that woman on the street, she always by the hospital now, and see if they could give her a helping hand by making sure that she gets a bath every day and a change of clothes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
That's a little mental problem, boy.
Yeah, yes, yeah. You could be.
Mhm.
You never know.
Yeah.
Vibes FM London. WhatsApp caller coming. WhatsApp caller. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Kim.
Uh-huh.
I want to keep this very short. That last caller before Ms. Glenda Day, is a brother that makes some very good value point and suggestion. And I know he's a hardline NDC too. But I am more hardline than him because I formed NDC with the one with that. If you know the voice, you will know clearly I was a wrong speaker too. I'm one of the man that didn't stand talk with justice and because anymore want him around. I'm telling you, I don't know for what reason, but I'm not going into that. The statement he make about Claudette is very unfortunate, my brother. I have to make that statement about Claudette, about nobody thing. I am formerly in River Road, Kainaj, and Kainaj majority too, up to Paran. Claudette, when she won the first time, she paid a heavy price to contest against Peter because people was in the opinion before they really know what's going on. Like if them and hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
No, we didn't lose. You're not hearing us. I don't know why.
Hello?
Yeah, you have to call back. Try calling back. Let me take another call in the meantime. Vibes FM, landline caller coming. Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Yes,
Kim?
yes, go ahead.
Let me go in radio.
Yeah.
Kim, Mr. Linguich, the guy, the taxi driver from Grand Hands. He just called just now. They want to tell you about the woman.
Yeah.
When a woman leave, you don't come. I want to tell a phone number because I got a partner coming down on a cruise ship, and it's crippled. So I would like Mr. Linguich to take them around for 4 hours at least when they arrive in Grenada on the 4th. So if you could ask Milton.
Hey.
If Mr. Linguich call, give me his number.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Yes.
Okay.
We'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Okay then. Right.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Next caller. WhatsApp caller coming.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kim.
Yes, good afternoon. Yeah.
How do you do?
Oh, not bad. How are you doing today?
I am humble in the name of the Lord.
Give thanks.
I have a question for you. Right. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you revise a dead?
Not to my knowledge, not on earth here. Not this one of those days.
No, I thought this lady Emily had a little more sense, right? when party had life, he never turn it over to her.
Yeah.
No, now that the party is dead, wants to turn it over to her.
Well,
you have to blame somebody. You see, at the end of the day, you have to blame somebody for the death, and if you don't want to take on the responsibility and take the blame for yourself.
Were you blaming him for the death? He that killed
No,
the
the part is intensive care. Intensive care, he ain't dead yet. But
that don't believe it. They ain't coming back, you know.
But the intensive care. I mean, the diagnosis is how you call it again?
We only waiting on the day for the burial. Right. Right now we did a subsequent broadcast.
Terminal, but he ain't dead yet.
Right?
Yes.
Subsequent.
So you take care, man. And you know, I mean, Peter making mistake. Let me give him a break. Right?
Yeah.
Let me give him a break.
But he make a mistake so many times.
He make a mistake, and you know, he's a good boy. But you know, everybody make mistakes. So you know, let me give him a look.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. You know, but all in all, you know, speaking about Peter, you know, he's a guy that I like, you know.
Me too.
I love him. I really love him.
Me too.
I mean, really. He just.
And I'll tell you, I'll go even further. In the young clique that belonged to NDC, Peter was my favorite.
Well, the first time I met him, I remember back in around 98, 99, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the exact year, you know. I was so impressed. And I get to like him from then on until he start, well, you know, say no more. Vibes FM, caller, landline caller. You next.
Mr. Mills.
Hey.
Greetings, man. How are you?
Oh, not bad. How you doing?
And to you and your crew, I understand that Mr. Corey is there.
Yes, he is.
Listen, how are you, man?
I'm doing okay, man.
And Mr. Joseph.
Good day, man.
Listen, Mr. Mills, I beg your humble indulgences to participate in your program because I am neither here nor there. I see Grenada, but you know I'm blind too.
Yes.
So I can't see color.
Yeah.
I don't see parties. I don't see individuals. You reckon I have a space on this program, Mr. Mills?
Go ahead.
Because
Anytime.
I was invited. I was there listening to my midday news and so on and somebody could say, John, you must tune into Vibes. So I did that.
Okay,
yes, okay.
Very well.
And I stood there and I listened to the contribution of some of your callers. That's one part. We got a problem talking slow, you know.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that today in this here country, the level of discussion we hear on public radio discussing matters relative to politics, quote unquote, in this here country is at the level that it is. It's rather unfortunate. We ought to go beyond that. But the roots of all this started years ago. We can go very deep as far as to the Pythagorean pamphlet of the Imperial Order, which establishes the so-called state of Grenada, which allows the quote-unquote politicians to do what they want and get away with it. This country has become rotten. It is rotten. And everybody does what they want, and nobody bears any responsibility whatever. So the society has reached a stage that we identify personalities. And we pick on the personalities. So establish what is known as personality politics. Personality cults, pardon.
Yes.
And demagoguery. A lot of spurious, emotional information being coming, everybody turning and twisting according to their own whims and fancy. When one in, all he does is, and his crew is run down the other one, and they bring it down to a two-party state, which is nothing like that established in even the so-called constitution of this country. We're on a wrong course. I cannot change it all, but I think it's just about time. So we established pure demagoguery. They come in as politicians, you know, to perform politics, which is true. Politics is the truth, the honest way the people live. The people
business is politics. But they come in as politicians to serve the people, but they end up being demagogues. All kind of lies and manipulation. It's rather unfortunate. And that has taken root. That has taken root so much to the stage that today you hear this thing going on with this one and that one and next one. It's rather unfortunate. I want to see the debate lifted in this country. To say that I can even jump to the point that what we need in this country is diversity in thought, in philosophy. And when I speak of philosophy, I speak of the beliefs that people have, people who put themselves up to so-called serve the people of this here country, what they need to do, so that they can sell a proper economic, political, and social theory, and to elevate the political thinking and the civic consciousness of the Grenadians. But we don't have that. Everybody is a rundown the other one, and those who think that they're doing this and they're building and are because they're spending the money, because they have the quote-unquote power, having stolen it from the people, because in a democracy, power resides non-transferably in the people, not partisan politicians. No politician or group of politicians can change anything in this country, but that is where he was sold, and that is why he was bought, and we believe in it. I don't believe in it, because I know it is not good for the country. Take a look at what is happening in this here country. A new political party came in 2.5 years, going for 3 years, and what is changing in Grenada? The same mentality, the state thinking, and we're doing nothing to help the people to understand why we must take a different direction. We're doing just the opposite of what Einstein suggested. We're making the same mistake over and over and expect different results. We cannot. I wish to suggest the following as I end up here, because I told you that I will not be speaking of the same things that the others are talking about. I want to give it a new direction, because I believe that this country has the capacity to do for itself. We're going to celebrate 51 years of quote-unquote political independence. Excuse me. But ask the leaders of this country, from the office of the so-called Governor General, from the office of King Charles Rex III, to show us the Constitution Act and the Independence Act in this. In other words, show us the documents which give faith, which give political legitimacy, which gives validity, which gives legal authority to the establishment of the state of Grenada, and we do not have it. We're making laws every day with numbers, consecutive numerical numeration, and year for all the laws that we have. But ask them for the one which is the principal and supreme one. We do not have it. What are we doing? This is where I believe that we have to start. We have to refound this nation. This nation is working on remote control. And the people who hold on to the tete in the name of a king maintain us in this demeaning state of subservience, subjugation, and acquiescence to the British Crown. You hear them bosses? Recently we played back the proclamation of the so-called Governor General. Pray for King Charles high and mighty to reign over us. What are we doing? And yet we claim it for reparations and Grenadians change your thought. We have to move towards change. But we need people. Mr. Mills, I just thought I'd put this in.
Okay.
I'd like to get an opportunity on your radio station to read a document which was published in 2002 to demonstrate to the people of this Grenada that Grenada has been operating in a farce. We've never been politically independent. Until we get to know who we are in this country, we continue to be in BB.
So,
have a nice day with you.
Citizen Rolo.
Please.
Citizen Rolo.
Go ahead, will you?
Are you saying that the train that we're driving is totally off the track?
I beg you. No, the last part I didn't get it.
I said, are you saying that the train that we're driving is off the track?
Oh, it's been off the track for a very long time. It's been off the track for a very long time. We've been duped. But I don't want to go into that. So, you know, we've been duped for 51 years going, brothers and sisters.
Heavy.
51 years. And it's just time that we grab a hold of that and set the stage for the future of this country on our own, because we can. There are smaller countries than ours in this world, surviving beautifully with all that, but through the efforts of the people and not through the efforts of just the demagogues who come and tell all sorts of lies to us and mama guys. We had to grab a hold of this thing on our own. But I wouldn't go on.
Go ahead.
I told you that I would not be along your show tonight. Okay. So have a nice day, gentlemen.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for the enlightenment or the reminding.
Okay. I always like to listen to
This
Citizen
man,
Rolo.
I tell you, Citizen Rolo,
Yes.
that's been his stance for a very long time, and I think he's completely right. This governor general business and this king in England.
Waste of time, eh?
Yeah.
Boy, but I don't think we're going to get out of that too easy. You know, it takes more than it takes a lot.
I beg to differ a little, but the kind of people that we have, but a little bit of belly and determination. We get there, you know.
Yeah.
Boy, wow.
Vibes FM. What's up, caller? Come in.
Yeah, Kim.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Kim.
Yeah, you're having a problem. You maybe your volume. Check your volume on your phone.
You sure his mute is not on?
Most likely it is, or something of the nature.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right. I was talking about the caller who had called and talked about Claudette. I have a lot of respect for him. But I think it was unfortunate he had to come on Claudette that kind of a way. People vote for parties. Yes, at times people vote for individuals because the individual is likable. Like a Peter in both parties, we could say that, like a Deacon. But when Claudette come up against it, 2 times she lose. She lose twice. When she come up against Peter running for the NNP, the very first time, Peter had win the whole tongue in terms that sympathy vote. That's a lot of vote to take out from NDC. Plus he run NDC down. So Claudette had no chance. It was a donkey in a horse race. The second time Claudette run, she make a massive improvement. How much he beat Claudette by? Only about 200 and something.
211.
And that at that time is only because he come and run him out about oil and this and that, and the people casually realize, you understand, it was like at the end of the day. I see nothing wrong in terms of keeping Claudette for a total time, because I could tell you that is my belief, just like how you said that is belief. If you're here coming up in this election, I on my berry, if Deacon put a dog in tongue, NDC going to win that seat. I ain't saying nothing more because I know where I'm talking from, because every day I'm in contact with the people in the road. As I always say, I'm a founder of NDC. I did not join NDC. I think the last stand sit on. You understand?
Okay.
Could correct that.
Yeah.
Could correct that. Kenny Lalsing could correct that. Finley St. Louis could correct that. Joan Foster, all of them, and they could tell you, I don't forget. That is the reason why when George President was burying at a cold bomb, I cried, oh Diabo, keep Michelle tree that man. He go and take a trip to go away. Yes, they don't attend George President's funeral. I have him in mind for that, and I'll have him in mind until I'm dead. You understand? I'll go to my grave with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Because that River Road, Mongay area, that the Queen's Park. That's Peter's strongest.
That's his territory. He's right. That's his backyard. Eh?
Yeah, his backyard.
Yeah. So he gets a lot of support there, but he's been with the people too anyway. You know.
But Peter is kind. Kind.
He is.
He don't stop and like take a drink.
Yeah, that's it. But what has transpired with him over the years, you know, and where he is now, you know, is very heartbreaking. Eh? You know, to see such a good person. I mean,
I would still argue that Peter has been probably one of the better foreign ministers, you know. In Grenada, yeah. He brings home the bacon, and Peter has the
Well, I believe that is one of the reasons too that he was brought there and brought on board too, because of his ability to perform on the outside world. And he got a lot of support.
He's got the charisma and the gift of gab to be able to deal with foreign, governments.
But he served this purpose. Diablo say he served his purpose. Vibes FM caller come in. What's up, caller?
Yes, Mr. Kim.
Yeah, hello, yes.
All right. I want to respond a little to Citizen Rulo. Yes. I agree with him on some points. I want to give him credit for a few years ago when Keith had that referendum.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, he was solely responsible for the failure because he saw what Keith wanted, right? And he educated us, you know?
Yeah.
I want to give him credit for that. But on the other hand, to me, he is a champion. He talks a lot. I know he is blind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask him a question. Beside criticizing and condemning what this government and any other governmental package do, what is he contributing to moving us from, as he liked to call us, the colonial masters? And he's right. What I want to know, what is he doing beside talking, right? What is he doing to help? Is he offering his advice in a nice and decent way? You know, he used to work with government. When I was a little girl, Mr. Rulo used to work in the public works department. I think the man is frustrated because he loses his sight, right? And he had nothing to do than to live with himself. You watch him in town. He's a miserable old man. Excuse me for saying that, but it's the truth. But I am asking him to make a valid and valuable contribution towards moving us from under our quote-unquote colonial masters to true Grenadian independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want him to do.
Okay.
When this government came into power, he was all on board with them until he did not get what he wanted. You understand? I remember listening to him a morning and he was offering his services to help train young guys in the government garage, right? But he didn't get what he wanted. So he just taken out his frustration on anybody that he could. You have a right to speak. I am saying, yes, you have a right to speak, but I have a right to speak too. Make a valuable contribution. Mr. Rulo, I'm talking to you directly. Make a valuable contribution in improving our status from under our colonial masters to true, and I want to use this adjective, Grenadian independence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next line caller coming.
Good day.
Hello, yes.
I have a problem. Should I say I have? There's a danger that I see lurking in by the sugar mill in Grandance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought of talking to the police on that. But when I see Monday to Saturday, the police presence always there, I decide, no, I better talk about that on the radio. Now, there's a supermarket that opened on the other side of Sugar Mill.
Ram or something.
And that is Rams.
Rams. Yeah.
Now, that short area from the angle on Sugar Mill roundabout dividing the traffic flowing to the valley and from the valley.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
That angle they have there, right in front of Sugar Mill. Now, between that area and the little roundabout in Lansapin Junction, a pedestrian crossing is badly needed in that area. With the supermarket, that area is very busy with civilians. The traffic always busy, but now with the supermarket, you have more people on foot using that area. And the officers there every day, Monday to Saturday. And I expect that shortly after the supermarket open to see a pedestrian crossing. So it seems like these people go to work and they don't try to help the situation. If that is my post as an officer, I assess the situation in front of me. I get back to the station, I talked it with my superior. You could go and look at it for yourself and take it to the higher authorities. A pedestrian crossing is needed there urgently. Otherwise, somebody either walk into a vehicle drive on somebody. And we need to have this thing as soon as possible. I don't want nobody to tell me about the transport board. If the officers speak, the transport board will listen and do what they have to do very fast. Okay? If I speak, they will listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the danger is there.
Looking.
And before it costs lives, damaged property or whatever, the best thing to do is a pedestrian crossing. Now, Mr. Rulu, he always feels that we should not be talking about the politics. He's amazed that up to this date, that is what we are discussing. But what is an Grenada? Is it cricket? Netball? What's an Grenada? Is not politics? That is the hot topic. People will speak about it. Here the Americans coming up to the election. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What are they talking about? Going on some beach and relax? No. The politics. And we are part of it. Because why? Through politics, we have government. Who vote people into the government? Not we.
Mm-hmm.
So whether good or bad, we must talk. We can't bury we head in the sun as an asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to help the lady with what she said just a while ago, you know. But it seems like Mr. Ronald just not saying what he's supposed to say. You can't tell people that the hot topic in the air, you should forget it. And talk about what?
Yeah, but
go ahead.
I think what Mr. Rolo is saying is that, I mean, in addition to politics, we should probably sometimes divert to other things that are important to us. For example, the Constitution and all those good things. And sometimes I feel the same way too, because whereas politics is in the air and is the mainstream, is not the only thing. And this, I wish, for God's sake, we could have gotten rid of this Governor General and this Queen business a very long time ago. You know, that to me, I have no loyalty to that. And this loyalty to the king. After all, the only thing England left us with is good manners, but left us very broke.
Okay. Hear this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Professor McIntosh, a Grenadian, used to be in UWE in Barbados.
Are you talking about Simeon McIntosh?
I can't remember his first name.
Could be that.
But I think he died.
Randy. Simeon
Right.
McIntosh, yes. Mm-hmm.
He said, you have nothing to do to become a republic. He said, once you get independence,
Mm-hmm.
you automatically be a republic nation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So why are we having that discussion now? When sharply after 1974, we could have gone republic.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's one, Grenada was the first island in the OECS to become independent. If I'm not mistaken, Dominica may be the second. Anybody could correct me on that, I don't mind.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you know Dominica is republic?
Yes.
A youngster was debating that with me, and I went on YouTube. I bet him a color figure. When I put it up on YouTube, I say, I'm giving you the second half of it. And if you want to take the bet for the first half, you could go ahead. I said, read this. The last United Nations meeting, Dominica president addressed the United Nations.
President.
Say, Kimberly, boy, I know you're right. Not the Governor General.
Yeah.
Dominica president.
Mm-hmm.
Dominica is called the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Yeah.
They don't have a Governor General. They have a president.
Yeah.
And is a woman. I thought it was a man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess who was before either retired, died, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman that is the president. And she addressed the United Nations on behalf of Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we looking at having a referendum? I see Jamaica starting referendum, Barbados starting referendum.
No, but
Dominica didn't do that.
But Barbados is a republic now.
They complete it?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
No?
I missed that one.
Barbados?
But Jamaica is still working on this. How soon after election Trinidad turned republic?
What are you telling me about is not a republic? I'm at a loss because I thought Barbados became a republic again.
Yeah. Barbados is.
Yeah, of course.
I knew that they were working on it. I don't know where they
No,
reached now.
they went through all the big ceremony, and so this lady who's the president, been here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information.
Yeah, man.
But how soon after election Trinidad become a republic? Because since I know Trinidad, I know it as a republic. And the thing about Grenadians are saying for it to be republic, you have to have your own currency. That's a big lie.
No, yes.
Venezuela, look how many years Venezuela was republic, and the US currency all in the 70s, the early 80s, and it was the US dollar, was the Venezuela currency. That Grenadians used to go down to Venezuela to get work because salaries was good. It's only when the IMF passed, currency start to devalue.
Yeah.
Okay, that was in the mid 80s. Now, these countries, Mexico, all of them, they are republic. Not all that have their own currency. I mean, the IMF cards now who go back to pesos and Bolivar and that kind of thing, but US currency they used to be using.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where we get that theory that you have to have your own currency to be a republic.
I don't think that's necessary anyway. Yeah.
We lack some proper teaching in Grenada. we have this thing to narrow in school, foreign relations, and these things that really push the wall. We don't really get that in school. So we grew up with this kind of illiteracy syndrome. Just what they teach us from the history book, the geography book, the maths book, and whatnot. That is what we know. The others, we know nothing about it. But it's time that Grenada remove themselves from this, well, now His Majesty. It's time that we come out of that. And we could. And we had to go to no referendum. Where in the Constitution say if we had to do that, we had to go a referendum? Is that written in the Constitution? And the Constitution we have is not ours. It was written by England. And they give us. The laws is theirs, and they give us. What do we have in it? And we tell ourselves we are stuck in it, and we cannot get out. But that's a big lie. We could get out of it, and it ain't costing us nothing to declare ourselves as republic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man.
Let me remind our listeners again, 443-0101. 443-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914. 458-1914. If you want to call and make a contribution to the program, you can do so right now. Let's continue, gentlemen. A little bit off the topic now, as our PRO, in Karaku was speaking about this morning about the celebration that will be taking place in Karaku this weekend, Youth Explosion. And I think it's a good idea, and it's a good gathering, and it's a good opportunity to start listening to the youth themselves, because it's important, because they're the ones that will be taking over in the very near future. I mean, we just, standing by right now. Before you make any comments, let me take another call. Vibes FM, caller come in.
Morning.
Hello.
Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm calling back again because I listened to some of the callers, especially citizen rule. Yes, this world is ruled by good and bad. Believe it or not, judgment only commands through good and bad. Judgment cannot command with good alone. But since time started, kings rule countries and province. We in Grenada, was stuck in that rule for years because of the British and French fight for Grenada, and the British win. For we to come out of it, it will take a long time. And we have to rule by kings. Remember in the Bible when the first coup d'etat took place? Is because of the wickedness of the people that rule the country. Remember we are Arab and Jezebel and these wicked people ruling? And God caused the coup d'etat. In Grenada we had wickedness and we had a revolution. The revolution go ahead and wickedness continue after. And God give us divine intervention by which he sent us a leader. And I must thank God for this leader we have. And little by little, we'll come out of that. But we need help, and we need a lot of working together. As Grenadians, we go through a lot. And my stand is against Peter David. Peter David, you're out of the way. Come out of politics. Politics is not for you. You're too greedy for power. That is why you come so in this place. So take your decision you are in now and run with it. Forget of having another party. God showed me two parties that are going to rule Grenada. And God showed me that NDC will reign. No matter what, who say and who say, they're coming to rescue Grenada. They was there long, they couldn't rescue it. How is now they could rescue? Kit Mitchell said, he didn't see nobody in the party to rule. And now, you see Emmeline, how she gets so high for looking at this time. She was nobody, now she comes somebody. LNP, your day's done. And you're ready to go and meet Gary in the cemetery. Kit Mitchell, you're not dead yet, but the party go dead before you. Have a good day.
I thank you. I thank you. Point again.
It's amazing. Eh? That you could see what's on the minds of Grenadians right now.
Well, I couldn't make a better declaration.
Yeah. Because you realize now that Peter is more popular now, or more of a household name now, than when he was actively involved in ENNP. Yeah, he's making history because of what has transpired. And, you know.
But, you know, it's I always see it as a pity that I always saw Peter as basically a good person, an intelligent person. But I don't know how on earth he allowed himself, his weaknesses allowed himself to be misused by somebody who is not, well, in my estimation, no more educated and more smarter than he is. But he fell for things that, you know, that the average dude wouldn't fall for. I think if Peter, I would submit that Peter was a little more patient, and Peter would have taken over from Uncle Tilly.
Yes.
There's a strong possibility that he would have been next in line. Because, I mean, I don't care who knows him, but Peter is the more charismatic person, and still I thought he had been, in Grenada in particular, a lot more popular than any other guys in the NDC of that time. Mm-hmm. And if any time Uncle Tilly was ready to bow out with a little patience, now we'd have been having Prime Minister Peter for a very long time. Peter David. I believe that. But, you know, a little too, when you drink your tea cool, you burn you. I mean hot.
You burn you.
You have to blow it. Take your time.
Or sometimes there's win it.
You have to win it.
You had to win the tea.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to drink
and the water that is cocoa tea, you know.
That one they're afraid of.
Still water run deep.
Watch. Even after you win the cocoa tea. I used to go in the back of the house by where the breeze blowing, you know, and my calabash.
Yes.
And I win that tea and as soon as I go to taste it, my tongue burn again.
And the grease on it, but that cocoa tea is a dangerous thing. Yeah, cocoa tea.
But patience has a lot to do with, you know, success. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people get very anxious and they can't wait. And that is an issue. Mm-hmm. Because in Peter's case, you know, like we were saying, I mean, with his ability and everything like that, there, he was next in line.
I tell you, right there.
To get the blessings.
No matter what the people say about Peter.
You still like the Peter?
Yeah,
Vibes
like
FM?
Peter.
Land and color.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kim Mills, sir. This is your boy here.
Hey.
That big mouth guy.
Well,
well, if you don't know, that's cousin Comsey grandboy there.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon to Sir Leo, my cousin.
Yes, I see you, man. I see you're out having fun, and my wife was forced to send me a photo of cousin Comsey boy. So have you? In live and living color, yeah, man.
So then you better than Mr. Rolo then.
Yeah, yeah, man. I could see.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I was shocked. That night, somebody came to me and said, "Oh, you know, that's cousin Leo wife." I said, "Yeah, I never know the person. I had no idea." And you know, and then he said, "Okay, well, look, advance," you know what I mean? And then we, and then he said, "Oh, let me take a picture and send for cousin Leo." You know what I mean? So I said, "Well, that's good because I mean, I hear cousin Comsey talking about you since before I was born."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's very good. It was very nice meeting her. Well, the event was good. I met a lot of people there I never seen in years and all kind of thing, you know, and so forth. So it was very nice.
Yes,
so
yes,
I'm glad you get a picture of the big time man, cousin Comsey grandboy there,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good. So, well, anyway, pleasant good evening to you all, gentlemen.
Yep.
You there?
Yes, we said good evening.
Yes, go ahead.
We're
Yes,
listening. Go
and
ahead.
well, it's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to start from. But anyway, according to the Bible you all guys read, they say nothing happens before its time. And greed is what caused Judas, and they claim Judas was black. That sold God or some kind of thing like that, and he sold him for actually peanuts. So again, it was greed that caused my boy Peter, which I have greatest respect for. I met him in Grenville in 14. I saw him there well dressed and thing. I thought was that guy that magistrate. I can't remember his name now. He was among Morris. I can't remember his name now.
Jerry Seals.
Right. I started Jerry Seals. When I saw the post, I said Jerry Seal, and then the post said no, them is Peter David. I said, oh, Peter David. And when I told him, well, look, about Lala, because Lala mother works with his parents since all of them were small and thing, and we had a good little chat. He even gave me his business card and all kind of thing. But after the election, he changed his number. Well, I heard people said so, and when I called the number in truth, I realized that. But for little what I know from just meeting him, he is a goodly guy. But again, greed and stuff like that cause all these things.
No, we do not
But
poll.
one of my concerns is, excuse me?
We do not poll. What's your advice to Peter this time? What do you think should be his destiny? What would you like to see happen to Peter now?
Well, actually, like what a previous caller said, he should just suck it up and continue his profession. Well, I'm surprised he didn't say about his family need him, because this is what most of them just say when they want to leave, because the then commissioner of police said so that his health and his family. Next thing we hear, he's commissioner in the Turks and Caicos Island, and in 2 months' time, when the governor of the Turks and Caicos Island was in England away, he sent in his resignation. So I don't know where he is now. You see? So this is what Peter should have done. Stay with his family, make use of his time. None of us know how long we are going to be here for again. And he's still vibrant and thing and so forth. Enjoy whatever left of his time and continue his little profession. I mean, he always get a little drug case and thing like that. Although I don't know how much drug is raining now or so, but he should do that and stay out of this thing. Well, everybody has a different opinion, but he is the one that has to give the last of the saying, whether he wants to stay. But again, what is he staying for? I mean, he actually running a race with the big wig lady. I can't remember her name now. Jumping like cricket or rabbit. But then again, she again also run out a party to go in, and then that's what happened to Peter now, unless he make his own party, which I don't see it. But what I want to say is that I heard this woman, Emlyn Pay, said about she went to Karaku. I was shocked. Well, I did put some comment and things like that. on Facebook and things so. And but some people wanted to take a picture with her and they were afraid because people can't talk and all kind of thing and so forth. But you know something, again, the Bible said you live with the beam in your eyes to cast out and you cast out other people's own, because she couldn't see what happened even like yesterday, today, or when with these people in Tong and Peter David resigned. She didn't see that. But she could see people can't talk in Karaku and all kind of thing and all kind of thing and so forth. And amazing, most of when things happen, even the media do that, especially MTV. They look for people that know teeth in the mouth and all kind of thing to interview. You see, they never look for a businessman to interview. And this is what happened to Emily P. I think she went in Karaku. I don't know who she met with. Maybe some 10 days worker or what. I don't know. Because she was just talking, saying what she noticed in Karaku. And even about this thing with Union and Karaku. The people in Union, even, well, I put that, I make comment about that too. That Karaku is far way advanced, and anybody could tell you that, than Union Island. And the people of Karaku are very fortunate to have a government like what they have now. See? But anyway, I will go back and listen, and I just want to say hello to you all guys and to let you all guys know that I'm listening. But even though I don't call, but I am listening.
Okay.
And sometimes I hate to call because I lose the connection or what. It takes so long to get back on.
Okay.
But I'm here.
Okay.
Any question for me? What happened to my brother? Brother, you're not talking to me?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to speak while you are speaking, but I have a question for
You
you.
have respect. Okay, go ahead, sir. Your turn is yours now, sir.
Well, no, I just wanted to know how much credits you have left.
Oh man, how did I know you were going to ask that? Well, listen, you know something? It's 500 minutes. I have
500 minutes.
Use it or lose it every month.
Okay.
And not calling vibes. I just have them there and never use them and lose them.
No, that's
but
not
I
good.
still have about 480.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. So thank you all, guys, gentlemen, and good job doing. And it's good that you're giving everybody a little saying or what, because listen, nobody could please everybody. So what Mr. Rolo say or somebody else say and somebody else criticize, I don't see it like a logical thing. That's a man's opinion. See?
Yeah.
But one thing I want to say before I leave is that this guy from Granans, because he gave the NDC a vote, he just want everything his way. I think that is bad. That's my criticism. You see? And unfortunately, he didn't even know that Barbados is a republic. I mean, I'm shocked about that part. But anyway, I'm gone. Okay, gentlemen?
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Saving my minutes.
All right.
Thank you. Bye now.
Okay, all right.
All right, bro.
403-0101, 403-0101, and 443-0101. If you want to call and make a contribution, you can do so.
But you know,
to
me, that was the most disgusting thing Emlyn Pierre could have done, and I was.
She has no respect for Karaku.
No, but not to say that people victimization like in Karaku, like if it's front and center, and just people even want to shake on because they're afraid they're gonna lose their job and come, oh God, man, did you do a better light on that now?
Oh boy.
Whoa, that also it's such a lie. That is
No, but you see what they're trying to do. They should believe that it give you some mileage by saying these negative things, which is not true.
But oh God, but
that's what it is. They don't care. They don't care about truth. Truth means nothing to these people.
And it's so sad when you want to talk about victimization. Even in Karaku, under Dr. Mitchell. I mean, as far as she's concerned, the fairest party, they did nothing wrong. It's only this party. And she's coming to make that same blatant lie that everybody knows is not so.
That's the way they are. They believe in lies. They can't speak truth. Vibes FM, landline caller, come in.
Yes, coming. Good evening, Mr. Akin.
Yeah, hello.
How are you all?
Okay. Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Fine, thank you.
Everybody okay?
Yes, and what about you?
Well, I'm too well, but at the body they are holding on to the Lord.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I'm holding on. Sometimes the pain there, sometimes he gone, but when you're getting in age, any number could play.
You remember Snoopy? Hang on, Snoopy, hang on. That's.
Yes. So I'm there, and I was down for a little while. I went to the hospital and everything, but I come out. And then the phone didn't work in properly, so I couldn't call. And I'm glad to know you are back.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
glad
you.
to know you are back.
Thank
Let me give you a little hint.
you.
You see, I'm Mr. Peter David. You could remember, not nowhere. I don't think you were able to remember. I called on the station when I already newly opened, and I was giving all you a talk about that same Peter David and Keith Mitchell. And I was trying to call. I was trying to say, I take my two eyes and I saw when Keith Mitchell was going up to Peter David home on the forest, and I call all you and I call and I say that on the air and the program, and you could remember when you say you wouldn't take that true, you would just take that as a, I forgot all of those things.
Yeah.
And, well, like if it's not really true.
Yes.
Yeah. And I could remember, I say, all right, Brother Kim, if all you believe, I see when Pete Mitchell went up to Peter David home and look what happened after. And look after that, look what I do Uncle Tilly. And that come as I sit down here listening now, I remember about Peter David, I remember that it. And that is the time Keith Mitchell went, Diablo went and bring the same thing for Peter to go overseas and destroy Uncle Tilly. And from that, I freed Peter up to today.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So bye-bye and all you.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for reminding us. All right. Okay. Next WhatsApp caller. Next WhatsApp caller. Come in. Caller, thank you for waiting. Caller, you next. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, great.
Fine. Calling from New York.
Go right ahead. Yes. In the cold, huh?
Yes, in the cold. Yes. Yeah, this is Nick Cox. I'm a member of the committee that is putting on the independence celebrations in New York. This January, February.
Okay.
The committee is called Diaspora, which is the Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee of New York. And we have a series of events. We're trying to match last year. We had a great 50th anniversary. We're trying to match up last year. So I just want to share with the people in that all your listeners, whether in New York, anywhere in the diaspora, anywhere in Grenada, those that are going to be up here to take a little bit of our winter. That's what we're doing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Tell us. Yeah.
All right. Well, this year we're kicking off the celebration with the gala. We usually have the gala towards the end, but this year we're starting it off on the 1st of February with a grand gala, meaning you could say dinner dance, whatever it is. The same venue as last year, which is at Anton's.
Okay.
Yes. That's at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens. And it's going to be grand. Everybody know what it was like last year. We're trying to match that. So it's our 51st. It's from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. starting on Saturday, February 1st. So it's about time if you didn't have your tickets, you better get your tickets now. And you could do that by calling the Grenada Consulate. And the number there is 212-599-0301. So that's how you get your tickets, and they would direct you to outlets where you can get your tickets or individuals you can get your tickets from. So that's our first event, the Grand Gala. And incidentally, by the way, the honorees at these galas, and this year, for the people in Karaku especially, there are two honorees that we might recognize. One of them is we call him popularly Baba, who is the son of the well-known, deceased now, Mamit, as we call her, MacLeod.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're talking about Madison MacLeod. Yeah, okay.
Yes, whose basement to today, through her days when she was alive and through the rest of the family now, we still call it Mammoth's Basement. And that's where so many events that are Karaku based.
297.
It's like a
297.
Almost like a,
it's 94.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's like a community center. And because of the continuing work that Mr. McLeod has been doing, the committee saw it fit to honor him for the work he's been doing in the community here in the United States.
Yes.
So that's one person you might know. Another person well known associated with Kayak Mass that is being honored is Lydia Andrew.
Okay. Yes.
Famous Top Hill girl.
Karaku girl.
So she's she's been honored as well.
Okay.
So I would urge everybody to come out and support them.
Okay.
Especially your Karaku listeners.
All right. Yes.
And everybody else. And this one of the other honorees is Wayne Mitchell. He's from the mainland and doing good work here in New York City. So those are three of the honorees that we recognize him on that night. So come out, have a good time, celebrate our 51st. And there are other events that we are hosting. On the 6th of February, we had a successful luncheon for the seniors last year, and this year we're trying to live up to that standard. It's going to be at St. Gabriel's Episcopal Senior Center, or we call it nowadays the Older Adult Center, and that's at 331 Hawthorne Street in Brooklyn. Again, you could call the consulate to get any information you want on any of our events, and the consulate number is 212-599-0301. Then on Friday the 7th, we have the cultural explosion where us in the diaspora here try to create another homeland, and we do it by parishes. All the 7 parishes engage in trying to set up a scene that reminds them of what life was like culturally, musically, in every way, what life was like in the community, in the parish community in Grenada, Karaku, Peter Martinique. So come out and enjoy food, music, culture of all sorts, and just be among and get to meet and greet your friends. That's on the 7th of February on Independence Day, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And that would be at Nazareth High School, 540 East 58th Street, Brooklyn, New York. Then the following day, the youth get to do the thing at the same venue, Nazareth High School, and it's the youth presentation. The youth take over and show all the talents in culture, education, music, everything you can think about shows that they're ranking and becoming responsible adults. And it's at 540 East 58th Street. That's Nazareth Regional High School. So come out and join them, support them. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Come out and show the youth that you recognize them. Come out and see what they have to offer, bringing on as leaders for the next generation. Then the following day, on Sunday the 9th of February, we're gonna have our ecumenical church service. The ecumenical church service would be at Bethany United Methodist Church in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. That's on 1208 St. John's Place. That is between Schenectady Avenue and Troy Avenues in Brooklyn. So come out and give thanks for our 51 years. Praise and thanks. So again, for information, just remember the number 212-599-0301. And in addition to that, there will be a flag raising ceremony, which has not been finalized as yet because with all the red tape with the city. But you keep your ears open, and if you attend all these functions, you would find out where the flag raising ceremony is going to be. So that's our lineup of events for our 51st anniversary of independence. For those of us who can't come down to Grenada to celebrate in person, we'll celebrate up here.
Okay.
So yes,
but it's nice that you guys have organized all of that because it keeps everyone abreast of what's happening, especially now with media. Yes. We know what's going to be taking place in New York while we're celebrating back down here in Grenada, Karaku, and Petit Martinique.
Yes.
I'd love to be there, Nick, except for what you could do about the temperature, please.
Oh, the temperature yesterday morning, I remember, was 11 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is so cold.
You know what?
And today it matches. I just think it's in the low teens at this time still. So we're going to get a break tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're still in double figures.
What is it? When is the gala again? The gala is what date?
The gala is going to be on February 1st.
February 1st. Oh God.
Yes, at Anton's, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Come early so that you can enjoy the cocktail hour when you have your, you get to smoosh with everybody and have some eats and drinks.
The best part of
and it goes into the, that's a Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening, I should say, sorry.
I remember seeing some photos of the last gala, out in Springfield Boulevard, I think, where you guys hold that show. And it was very impressive, very, very impressive. I mean, the ambience, the people, everybody was matching and enjoying the wonderful time. And if you're saying you're trying to match that up and even make it better, I could imagine what this one is going to be like.
Right. Come out, get your tickets. There are still some tickets left. Get your tickets early so that we could organize proper seating, ahead for everyone. Make sure that everyone is seated as they would like to be so that they could enjoy themselves. Yes, it's really a great event.
Is the PM going to be there this year too? You're not sure?
Who is it? I'm not sure, but I know one thing for sure. We'll have one of the guests would be our Andy Williams from St. George's South. He's the MP for there. He's supposed to be here. The PM, I haven't heard any confirmation on him as yet, but you never know with his schedule. He has showed up at last minute on a couple of occasions already last year and the year before. So one never knows. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's our acting prime minister.
And by the way, I have another number to share for those of you who want your youth involved, and maybe you have your connections. You're living in Grenada, Karaku, Martinique, and you want to make sure that the youth that you're in touch with are involved. Call this number and make arrangements. 631-693-9593. If you have youths in New York, in the New York area that has talent that they want to show for the youth program on the 8th of on the 8th of February, call that number 631-693-9593. Or you could always call the number for the Grenada Consulate, which is 212-599-0301.
So tell me a little bit more about this youth talent that you're having there on the 8th of February. Anyone could participate in our youth.
Yes, anybody who has anything to offer, that is worthwhile, that people would appreciate.
Right.
You make that contact and you'll be fitted in. What they usually have things like poetry, art. They had a debate last year. Dancing. The big drum dance was part of it too, and I think it might be this year. Anything that shows the youth developing themselves towards responsible adulthood. All those things. So they'll be entertaining you and also showing themselves off.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Because we here in Karaku having the youth explosion this weekend too.
That's great.
On the 25th, this coming Saturday. So it's getting the youths involved now and showing what they can do and everything like that, exposing all the talents. It's very important in developing. So I think it's a great idea. It's spreading out in the diaspora as well too.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Cox, thank you so much for tuning in and for giving us the information, sharing with us in our program. We want to wish you guys success, and we'll be in touch and stay tuned to see what's happening on the other side. I know we're going to be seeing some postings as some of the events as they go along. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, absolutely. Check it out on Facebook, and we'll have it posted on the various sites. Check out my Facebook page, Nick Cox, and you would see things posted there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Then.
Okay. All right. Bye. So,
but let me just say this: 75. I think this year too is the 297 is 91st Street 50th anniversary. of being Karaku's second community center.
Community
This year,
center?
this year, come November, because we moved into that place in November of 1975.
I remember when I went to New York, the first place I went to was right there.
1991st.
Yes, 91st. See what happened in the party on 91st, boy.
Yeah, yes. We graduated from 782 Lincoln Place.
Well, 782, I remember that too, because we used to play dominoes and everything like Lincoln Place and right up Eastern Parkway there.
Yes, Eastern Parkway. Actually, it was
Brooklyn.
No, it's on 72 Lincoln Place was between Nuttall and Rogers.
Nuttall and Rogers. Right, yeah. But the first party I went to was right at 91st Street. You know? And I was living on 51st, so we just walk right up Lennox.
Yes,
across Remsen.
Yes, I
was right there. Man.
Yeah, 91st still strong alive.
Still strong, still good strong. Eh?
That is in Mama's basement, and Baba inherited, and he said he wants it to be what his mother would have like it to be.
Yeah, so you continue with that.
Yeah, that's
well, it's good that, you know, when you have it passing on like that, you know. It's very, very important. Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking at our time. We only got about another 10 minutes to go inside the program, you know, and we have so many calls coming in. So let me just take another call there quickly.
Do that.
Vibes FM caller, you are on. Caller, come in. Caller?
Yeah, afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Concern that I have.
Yes.
The homes that is not being painted. We did have that problem since before the hurricane, and now it seems to be worse. So I don't know who is responsible for taking care of these homes that are not being painted. If it's the public works or the traffic department. I think that service, just a suggestion, should be contracted. You know, might have better results because none of the homes have been painted right now.
Yeah.
And even as a driver, I've been driving on the road for years, and sometimes people catch me up with that. What's about somebody that rent a vehicle who don't know the area? What will happen? So that's a hazard right now. So we need to get that being looked after.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's one. And when people having little social function, it is said that there's an allegation against the police that they're looking to shut things down even before the due time. Because what I understand, the allegations out there, they want to create some segment. The force want to create some social disgruntlement among the public. They want the public to be disgruntled. That the NDC is like a police state.
Yeah.
So I think you need probably to call them and ask them why the situation on when people having a little function, no fighting, no bad behavior. Why they should be just looking to shut people function down. I understand that did that one recently in Mount Pleasant, also in Bogles, and some other place. So if people having a little social function and relieving distress, I mean, they could use their discretion and leave people alone once you know, no problem.
Yeah. Yep.
No?
Yep. No, you're right about that. Yeah.
I don't know, but depends on what function is he somebody residential? I don't know. If he,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, call it.
Yeah, so probably they could use their discretion. I mean, people are complaining, then it's a different thing. You leave people that they have a little, probably if the residents are complaining, then you tell them advice to turn the music down or something like that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But not create this kind of problem among the community that is only NDC time that this has been happening. So I understand that comment been made in Mount Pleasant recently.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it seems like it's only certain segment that is doing that.
Yeah, okay.
All
right, caller.
One more thing.
Yes, go ahead.
And there is trucks and cars and ransom being packed along a corner, and we all know where. And they're not doing anything about that. And it's a emergency road, and these trucks and these ransom and other cars been parked right wrong the corner. And they're passing there almost every day and they're not doing anything about that.
No,
So this is something that they need to look into.
Where is the corner? Which corner are we talking about?
In Bel Air.
In Bel Air.
Oh, the corner where vehicles are packed up.
Right.
Huh? Yes. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
And nothing is
so this is thing for the traffic department to look into rather than to look into shut down people little things that they have in without any problem.
Okay.
And you played that tape earlier on there with our radio host talking about the 17 people that resigned. And what I gather for that, he said it's 17 of them, and the number 17 represent
something. Remind us something
in the law too, or something like that.
Well,
so what I interpret it to be, the people that resigned, they are rats then. So people play it over and listen what was the comment.
Yeah.
So but that is what I get.
Yeah.
All right. But
it is unfortunate.
Well, okay.
All
right, caller. Thank you so much. This caller just touched a few points, and if I just wanted to piggyback a little bit on what he's saying. The first thing he spoke about is the humps need to be painted. And I remember before burial, a couple of months before burial, I personally gave to the police department about 6 gallons of paint for painting humps in town. I didn't think I ever saw them get painted, but I bought about 15 gallons of that paint for the purpose. And as you just mentioned that there now too, I still have in my possession some 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 gallons of paint still there for the purpose. I'm going to go back into my storeroom, make sure it's still there, and I'm going to call the traffic department. I'm going to give it to them and tell them, get to work.
And I wish though when they make those humps, there's going to be some standard and the way to make a hump, because there are some ones that are good and the other ones I refer to them as axle breakers.
Yeah. Well, what has transpired? I looked into that a couple of times and we criticized and they dig out some and whatever. But what has happened is that they give the contractor the job to build a hump, but with no instruction,
no specification,
nothing. So each and everybody
doing what they want,
doing whatever they want to do. And then I remember there was an argument between 2 contractors who was saying, condemning the other one for the way they did it, and his was better.
Yeah.
In other words, like it's a matter of who have the better design for humps.
But under a standard in terms of,
they should be, because the hump is meant to slow you down, meant to cause accident,
Well, what I know, all of them have the same purpose, intention to slow down. And if you don't want to slow, you want to ride it and fly over it, the damages is yours. Yeah. But I think there ought to be a standard.
But
anywhere you go,
the approach to the hump, there must be some smoothness, and you have to slow down here. But there's one that I think the one was in Doodle Boulevard. I call it, That one.
It was worse, they cut some of it.
Wow! Whoever
you had to go over it like a worm, I saw some vehicles twisting to the left and then twisting back.
But I still putting in me appeal for my name in that area,
Yes.
But I know who I to talk to.
It could be coming very soon. Stay tuned. Let me take a call quickly. Vibes FM caller.
Yeah, good day, Mills and Company.
Yes, good day.
Yeah, we're calling about the people, Grenada people of the country, calling about the next time the ministers meet, they should contact the ministers to when they meet in Parliament to pass the budget. They should consider the seed program that's falling apart and subvent some more cash towards the seed program, revamp that whole program, and for the seniors and vulnerable, the transportation and the health service, like soon, immediately. Have a good weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Seed program?
The seed program.
Yes, yeah.
Social net.
Yeah.
Where they give out people, give children assistance and all this kind of assistance.
And what about the program itself?
Well, I think I understand what he's saying, that they should change that and do something else, make it easier accessible. I mean, that's what I think I heard you saying. But
it sounded to me as though that the thing was been discontinued and he wanted to be revised, though.
No, it's not discontinued.
No, you just wanted a better system. You just wanted even more funds, really. So
because what I've done with that system in particular, they have tried to make it like where you could use a card, in some instances, rather than having to go and line up, the usual way to collect the cash at the end of the month. I think they introduced that a few months ago. Well, maybe not all over yet, but I know that was in the process. So I believe that's going to be taken care of very, very soon.
Somebody on the chat is saying the seed program has been revamped. The seed program has been revamped, but of course, I know in Karaku, for example, the seed payments are being distributed yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I'm not too sure.
Well, they usually send us the information here on Vibes FM, so we could announce it so people know exactly what time and where they will be for the different communities to collect the seed payments.
Well, yeah, we have it at present that right now in Karaku and Pitmatic, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, when they are going to be, beneficiaries can collect their seed monies.
Just to touch back briefly on what the gentleman was talking about and people having gatherings and so on and so forth. Yes, it all depends on the area. And if it's a residential area, I think after a certain time, the volume of the music should be turned down so that the residents of the area, if they're not a part of the action, should be allowed to rest peacefully in their place.
Yeah, noise pollution is still
a concern.
A concern. Yeah, and I don't think people really understand the cry that's been made with noise pollution. When you are bombarded with noise, it affects you.
Well,
when I say affect, simple way, you might think, well, always music playing, but there are some people who just cannot take the noise and the drumming and all those things and so on.
Nobody have so guys with those rolling boom boxes. Some of the cars now there's a competition, and they're going down there and full. You turn it, full up, based on what they
But not only that, is the time which they choose to do it. Because sometimes 11 o'clock in the night, 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning, and you sure is a DJ outside.
Yeah.
Because and they go into competitions among themselves too anyway, to see who's bigger, who's stronger, who's louder, who have more bass.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yep.
But why is it that if it's something illegal, why is it that we are not seeing people being arrested for it? If it is an offense being committed and there are reports, people say, listen, I can't take on this noise because the law requires us at a certain level. So why aren't we seeing action being taken by law enforcement to stop this? Because people will continue to do it.
But if among us you will find those with no discretion, and a youngster will begin is what I want and not what the general public wants. So we just violate everybody else's right, and that, like it or lump it, Giuliani, you have to give him credit for that.
Yeah,
because I remember when Dinkins was mayor, and Dinkins didn't want to see as the one Persian blacks, if you will.
Yeah.
So by New York had gone the opposite direction, people doing what they want. But when Giuliani came in, and Giuliani said, no.
That.
And when they won you once, the next time you and all your system go
everybody. They're taking the whole thing.
Take the whole thing on. Yeah. If you know how to play it, we'll show you where to put it.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
If you've been warned here and you continue, just take the system from you.
Yeah, it's not you alone, man. Somebody might be sleeping trying to fight with a toothache or headache.
Yeah, and it can be so uncomfortable,
Yeah, but
fighting those things and music in your head.
Yeah, boom, boom. Consideration for your fellow man.
Yeah.
Someone just messaged me here as the caller spoke about traffic jam And they're saying that there is an area right in Brunswick, just after you leave Brunswick Cross, where there is a garage and where you have the supermarket and everything like that. That is very congested.
Yes, that is so true.
Very, very congested.
You know, I refer to that whole thing down there in Tabora Parkway, you know. You can't, you check sometimes, you don't use a light.
Yes.
As you say, a car pass another light
yes,
in Tabora Parkway.
In Tabora Parkway, you're right about that.
Yeah, man.
It's a heavy traffic area.
Yeah.
And because of that, and you have parking too, because of the businesses that operate in the area.
Yeah.
I believe that the police maybe need to look into that and maybe try to do something to control the traffic and control, people, because I mean, driving there, especially sometime nighttime, it could be an issue.
It's a challenge, yes.
It's a big challenge. So this is something I believe that the traffic department, as a matter of fact, Koi, when the police come here, I'm going to make a note, if we didn't get in touch with them before that, to look into some of these complaints we're getting from
Traffic is proper,
to make sure
back in anywhere.
Yeah.
On sidewalks. As though, it's just normal. Without even the consideration that, hey, listen, there are people who used to need to use the sidewalk. And they have access to it, right to it. So the parking here and parking there and parking there and parking there. It's just becoming so lawless.
Well, boy, I'm hoping that when you look at it, with us Hillsborough improvement, for example, right at the intersection of Main and Church, there's some gutters there, man. Those things go at least 12, 14 inches.
Deep.
Yeah,
man.
Some of them are without covers. And even in front of from going back from where my place was, customers and so on. The drains down there, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And all broken up things, man.
They need to reconstruct some new drains.
Proper road work there.
Yeah.
As part of that.
Because it's not even that to you have water coming down from Church Street here. A lot of water sometimes come down and they did drains here, and it reaches down in that area there, and there is no way to get past.
If you didn't drain it properly,
yes,
it's road. It's gonna be just going.
I say two things that you need there. You must have a sea defense wall, and some way through that wall where the water from, like you say, from Church Street, from Fort Hill, really.
Fort Hill,
going down there would be drained and drained properly. Very, very, very true. Very true. Otherwise,
what I think they should look into, though, as we're speaking about redeveloping and making the town, a little bit more, like upgrade.
Make it a town.
Make it a town. Okay, right, yeah. This thing should be looked into to make sure, especially when you have open drains, which is very, very dangerous. People walking through. And what they have done on Patterson Street, they should try to do something similar on Church Street, Church and Main, going all the way up to the water.
Have the grids are strong enough to take vehicles,
right?
And then on certain areas you could open up and clean and put it back,
right? Yeah.
But those things that was a very good move on Patterson Street, and so to close those open things, and they're deep. God forbid you car go down there. Trouble take you. But it's much better now, and that was some improvement there.
Yeah.
So,
but because of the traffic that we have in Hillsborough, because it's even busier. I mean, that area that we're speaking about right now is still a little bit more busier than on Patterson Street, because of what operates in the area there. So this should be looked into as soon as possible.
Sure.
These are things we need to bring up to our ministers or those in authority, the roadworks, to see if they could take that in consideration.
Yeah, because and that's why you see people, well, if a government will have that in New York and you fall, so they're coming down there.
You're working again.
Yeah, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
But
so
these are things that we need to address.
Address, yeah, man. There's some civility in the So
okay, well, gentlemen, we just come about the time to wrap up our show today.
Yeah.
Very interesting. A lot of comments, a lot of topics were touched on, and we're looking forward again to see what's going to happen. And some of the topics that we spoke about would still be spoken about maybe in the upcoming weeks.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, there's a lot. We have to continue, and especially now with these people of the opposition trying to hold on to their life. And they realize that the thing is imminent, but they want to do everything. And this thing that was just started with this leader of the opposition visiting and promulgating all those lies.
Yeah, but that every time I think about it, it just get me, to a point whereby I realize what is the real purpose. I mean, are they?
No, what's the purpose? Fooling fools. Because there are people who so-called sometimes that's my party and they're spreading it too. So they have the purpose, It's not because you're a rational person, you could see and understand what they're doing. There are other people who take it as gospel.
But hold on. But going on national TV, national radio, and saying these things that are so untrue.
No, but you have people, don't you understand? Those gullible, those cult members will promulgate will say the same thing. And it's true because we just say it. There are a lot of people who are not as rational as you are,
So because your leader says it,
yeah, it's true.
That means it's gospel truth.
There are some people I back my party because they're strong.
The leader would never make a mistake of saying anything wrong. So whatever the leader says, that is what it is.
What's the matter?
It's very irresponsible of these people. I mean, making this bogus statements and untrue statements.
But they don't care because they'll have their way. They'll achieve their purpose. They'll stay in power. They'll be glamorous and continue to lie to the poor and vulnerable. And the poor and vulnerable is not no short supply,
The plenty, but a good family it's been a production, so.
So and those people are there, and mind you, they could put you out of business.
Anyway, I always say truth will reveal, truth will always surface, and truth needs no defense.
Yeah.
Never did, never will.
One version.
Over and over and over again. Okay. Well, Solio, thank you once again.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for being the provider that you are, because the information is so badly needed. And again, to the so-called poor and vulnerable the most. And since we have this medium to do the best we can in spreading the word, all due to you. Thank you, sir.
Kai.
Yes, well, I made a comment at the beginning about the call for and the need for unity. And I think listening to the program today, I'm also hearing some of the callers really making that plea and understanding the importance of working together. I think we will achieve a lot more. We'll be so much better when we learn to work with each other.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just saying that the call for unity still exists, and let's try to work with each other, not just from a political level, but of course our neighbors, our friends, our families. Let's see how we can work together so that we can have a proper life going forward together.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station.
Well, that will just wrap up our program for today right here on Vibes FM, Speak Out Unfiltered, as you very well know, every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we want to thank you so much, our listeners, those of you who listened, those of you who participated in the program, and those of you online, wherever you are. Thank you once again. And we do a rebroadcast of the program, in the evening time. Just stay tuned to Vibes FM and you'll be getting a repeat, or you can go on Facebook as well, or on YouTube, and you can play it at your convenience.